Oh my god. Yawn. Dude, this fucking fly, I swear to god. Bernie, fucking fly, I swear to god. Oh, you will now? Oh, ha 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 ha, I got you. I got you, fucking fly. Oh, I fell on the ground. I was trying to literally walk away and escape. Bitch. Oh, you want this? You want some of this? Oh. Yeah. How about them apples, bitch? Get crushed with a fucking log. You get scorched and burned and crushed with a fucking log. That's what you get, you fucking fly. Buzzing around, annoying my ass. Goddamn asshole son of a bitch. MC of the Saturns, what up? Only Rip City could do that. Only Rip City could do that. What's up? Zup. Doc of the Balmy Seas MC. Venom tried to steal your fucking shtick. He tried to steal your fucking shtick. He's trying to steal your shtick. Just saying. Keep an eye out for him. Base weather today. Yeah, it sure wasn't too bad. Woke up a little bit in the afternoon and shit. Balmy, but not too hot. Good swimming. Yeah. I mean, the afternoon actually wasn't really super hot today, so... Like, when I got to work around, like, 11 to noon, like, actually was nice and chill enough for a jacket, but, you know, once I got my first break, it was nice and warm, so I left my jacket at home once I did that shit, so... But, yeah, either way, you know... Like I said, not too bad of a day. Weather-wise. He's staying up all night to flip his sleep cycle for it. So he's up with you right now? Oh boy, that's curious. If he like somehow like sneaks on here and like chats me up or some shit, like that would be kind of curiously interesting. If he's also got turkey burger, black bean burger, and veggie burger with buns, cheese, mayo, cheddar. What, you 3 fucking burgers? Damn, dude, what are you trying to do? Fatten yourself up or become a chunk-a-lunk? I have my headphones so he can't hear you. Aww. But I want him to freak out about how much of a dirty communist that I am. A dirty commie liberal. Like, I want to hear him, like, freak out about that. Who's that weird commie socialist you're listening to? Who's that commie fucking queer-ass little faggot, huh? Who is that? What propaganda, grooming, LGB queer shit you listening to? There ain't no proper fucking Americana and no proper patriotism being done there, boy. Black bean was base surprisingly, and nice spice to turkey burger was surprisingly meh. Well, yeah, because honestly, I don't imagine turkey when I think of... I don't think burger when I think of turkey. I think of turkey sandwiches, but not like burgers. Not like, you know, not like that type of shit. I mean, it could work. Is that hard to find music? Yeah. Yes, it is. Headphones are plugged in all the way. That would be kind of funny. It's like he's right behind you. It's like, I heard everything that communist was saying about me. Making fun of me like the way you was. That son of a bitch. But yeah, I'm playing the Kaiserreich mod and my second round of trying to play the combined syndicalists or syndicalists, and it's definitely better than how it happened the first time. Because the first time I didn't realize that you had to like recruit militias and not actually like train them and develop them type of shit. So it basically eventually like became a total escapade of nonsense. So then I was like, all right, fuck that. I'm going to try again and realize the error of my ways. And now I'm just like murking bitches. Now, at this point, I've met my front lines on the West Coast. Well, not really West Coast, but, you know, on the West Side where, you know, the Pacific States of America are at. And the American Union State is actually, I'm not totally connected with them quite yet, but I'm pretty much about, you know, pretty much about there. You don't have time to train proper troops in CSA, so I noticed that, but they do give you an outlet to do so. Like with, you know, doing the whole militia recruitment or like the militia, you know, bolstering and shit like that. You know, so there's a... I like to push out some ramshackle tanks while I'm racing militias. That's kind of what I'm doing. Like, I've just kind of, I got like some Continental Armor units where I've like... Because I've bumped up so much of my Army experience just like going through the Midwest, like Montana and the Dakotas in this game, like I just like just slid all the way through that shit, and just doing all that basically slowly gained a lot of experience, and plus fighting all along the East Coast. And also the Federalists didn't have Washington safe. They literally just like left that alone while some of their dudes were up in Baltimore, so I just kind of like I literally like walked into Washington. So now it's the American Union State. Like, I'm not really too much about the Pacific States. I don't really want to fuck with them that much. I just want to, like, you know, push them back, but, you know, they're not my target. Will disappear after the war. You tell me that now? Oh, man. Oh, fuck. Oh, I was hoping to have, like, just an insane mass army of just, like, Giga Chads, you know, ready to fucking, like, murk shit after they all have been experienced and trained and fucking, like, ready to go. Though I do have a few, like, you know, regular infantry units being trained with my tanks, so they are being deployed, too. And honestly, I'm at the point where I actually have a pretty decent amount of factories and civilian factories to where, you know, like, at least for the meantime, it's slow, but there is production being done. At this point, it's just about, like, you know, holding out enough, mainly with the American Union State, because they're the kind of the big boys I'm looking out, you know, looking out at and being like, okay, making sure that you're taken out first. Fucking Huey Long. Worst product ever, even beats sippy cups from drunken peasants. Wait, what is this? Oh, wait, God damn it, Reddit. I lost what these anti-rape pants are essentially undergarments which come fitted with prosthetic male. What? That proudly bulge between a woman's legs. It's over that by wearing a potential rapist or fooled into thinking the wearer is a man or transgender, thus reducing their inclination and motivation for assault. Out of the frying pan and into the fire! What's that key description of the idea? Like, oh my lord. I mean, yeah, that isn't gonna, like, do anything, I feel like. At least not like what people might think. If anything, there'll probably be some other fucking weirdos and freaks that'd be like, oh, you know, and then thus cause other fucks, you know, to come out you. And I don't think you want that, you know what I mean? So, I was like, would not want to vibe with that. I mean, it's just like, at that point, just get like a strap-on dildo or some shit, for fuck's sake. I mean, just like, I imagine there are actual, like, legit ways of, like, you know, doing that without having to buy a stupid product like that. You could just buy other products that could be more utilitarian to other means, but just mesh them together and you can make that thing, basically. Guys like Videl. Yeah, the Videl's been updated because that's what I played. But yeah, Canada hasn't intervened outside of taking Alaska and basically puppeting New England. You know, like New York to, you know, Rhode Island, Connecticut and shit. So At least in my gameplay, at least so far now, Dominion Canada has Alaska, obviously modern day Canada, and puppeted New England. But they haven't done anything. They're just kind of watching. I main Old World Blues. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be maining Kaiserreich. Honestly, like, I did not realize how many fucking, like, little syndicalist factions there actually are. There's, like, the Bari Taiya commune, which is, like, a commune in India. There's, like, an Indochina fucking, like, syndicalist thing that's happening over here. There's, like, the Left Kuomintang, or, I guess now, reformed into the National Revolutionary Government. Like, what the fuck, a mouthful. Like, this, honestly, in this, alternate universe, I mean, it seems like leftism is honestly far more seen as friendly. And also the, syndicalists in Spain won, so the Iberian, Federation is now a thing. So, at least in this game, like, leftism and syndicalism seem, at least in this alternate universe, seem to be a lot more, popular in comparison to our reality. Has a better timeline for socialists. I mean, no, for real, though. Makes me, like, if there's multiverses, like, you know there's a multiverse that's like this, and it fucking sucks that we're not in it. It's like, yeah, multiverse where Germany won World War I, and basically a bunch of, like, fucking lefties, you know, syndicalists and anarcho, you know, communists, basically, you know, just had, like, a little bit, by proxy, more friendly timeline. Mad L. Chile voted to keep their, Pinochet constitution. Damn, dude. And aren't the people trying to, like, rebel up against Chile and shit? Or rejected proposed left? I mean, wasn't that shit, like, fucking, like, protesting and grassroots, lifted and shit? So basically, like, the people were fucking denied, a reformation on their constitution. And then, well, it's like they pushed it and then rejected it. That seems fucking fishy. I feel like there's, you know, maybe a little bit of a foul play amidst in that. Not anymore, they elected a leftist and they rejected a reform. See, that's why it doesn't make sense. I don't see how that's fishy. Well, if they elected a leftist and then had this proposition, then opposition forces from, like, liberal and conservative elements from Chile that has kept the status quo for as long as it has, you know, at least for Chilean politics, I don't know too much about it. But, like, I mean, considering that, you know, like, there's definitely going to be oppositional factions to a more leftist type of president, you know, at least in my mind, it feels like it was likely, you know, fucked with. Like, when it comes to the proposal of the new constitution, like, maybe there were some things in there that, you know, like, are under a guise of looking like a left idea, but are actually realistically more vague and has loopholes and can be exploited. Or is not inherently, like, you know, type of, like, you know, left idea. I mean, there's no allegations of fraud. There isn't? Well, like I said, it just seems just like, I mean, if they have, like, a leftist type president and then, like, there's a leftist proposal for a reformation and then that's just rejected despite having a more leftier government currently, be pretty more existing one. Oh, yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I imagine it would have. I'm not saying anything really inherently against the proposal in itself. It just seems like it just seems like, you know, if it's, like, somewhat of a more leftier government concurrently, or at least more of a leftier track, you know, for Chile, it seems just like kind of the antithetical to what, you know, like, where it's moving towards. People elect reformists and then reject reform. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying, well, yeah, like, I'm not saying it's not unusual. I mean, if anything, like, considering how that happens a lot in the U.S., considering there's, like, a lot of people that would advocate reform or push for, you know, some sort of a change, but then those same type of people either barely push anything or nothing at all, or water down whatever their initial proposal or promises were. So, maybe that could have been it. Maybe, like, you know, some of the proposals of the Reformation aspect were watered down and people weren't too satisfied with that. I mean, that would make sense, because, I mean, that happens all the time here. It's like, it gets compromised and watered down to a point where it's ill-satisfactory and it's not even worth passing. People want change and vote down, the chance comes for change. Yeah, but also there's, like, an element of people being manipulated and fucking, basically, you know, propagandized into thinking that, oh, the reform is actually bad. You know, you don't want this. You want to actually have it differently or something. Or, you know, it's like, oh, this reform is too radical. We can't afford it, or whatever the fuck. I mean, they'll find some scapegoat. You know, depending on what factions want to go against it. You know, whether like racial, economic, cultural, otherwise, and shit, to to get people to convince to not vote for that type of shit. Because, like I was saying, if it happens here in the U.S. All the fucking time, even regionally and more local politics, then, it's very likely going to happen there. That's kind of why I say it's fishy. It's like, the oppositional forces, definitely, probably played a role in kind of fucking with it. Maybe not, like, meddling in it, directly, so to speak, when it comes to, like, the election itself, but when it comes to, like, making it so it's not super viable to, not super viable to, like, make it worthwhile, basically. Talk left to me. Wait, what's this one? Holy shit, fucking grifters. This parallels the opposition to Portland's reform measure perfectly. The opposition has vowed to begin a new process to rewrite the Constitution, promising voters the next one will be better reflect their interests. What does that even mean? Better reflect the interests of their fucking corporate donors and their business hierarchies and shit. Like it already is, for the most part. Like, oh my god, what a bunch of chuckle fucks. What a bunch of shitbags. Yeah, but it's corporate opposition claim it goes too far. Yep. Basically. It's like, oh shit. It's like, this is too radical. We can't afford this. This goes way too far. Here, let's just spend a bunch of money to just, like, go against it. It's like, good lord. What a bunch of fucking little ox-pecking pieces of shit. I mean, considering, like, unfortunately, like, a lot of, like, Oregon and, Portland specifically, of how, like, it is legitimately very, pro-business friendly in a lot of ways. I mean, it doesn't necessarily make sense. Let's try another proposal. I'm very skeptical of seeing the march, and it would be better to use resources to expand social programs. Yeah, I would say so. Like, I mean, use like, whatever momentum you still have left as president in Chile to basically, expand and regain some of that political influence and political power again, in other routes, in other areas, like social programs and shit. Because at that point, then, if you want to try another proposal, then you can get people probably more convinced, to be on your side for that. So, I mean, it's, it's like, I mean, it seems like Chile's at least on a better track than we are when it comes to their domestic affairs, but still, it's just, definitely seems like a major fucking hiccup. Come on, Chile. Don't get a little too chilly on me now. Don't be spilling the beans. We need it for Chile. Alright, I'm gonna stop. These fucking stuff. Yeah, I'm being a dad joke extraordinaire over here. The charter reform measure for Portland is causing a fight between corporate moderates, at least. Good. That's totally fine with me. Let them in fight. Let the corporate neolibs and NBs and pseudo liberal progressive types and all that shit, you know, just like infight each other, because it makes me happy. Here, I like how the only state in the U.S. that's still held by, like, the OG United States in this game is New Mexico. And even then, they don't even hold it in totality. Portland, Smartland, who cares what happens to those... Portland, Schmartland, who cares what happens to those Democrats, those demon-crats. Might as well drop a Moab like we did in Afghanistan with our great President Trump. I care because I live here. I mean, he's joking. He's pretending to be a conservative. Chucklefuck. There are essentially two factions. Those who bitch and moan but want to change absolutely nothing, and those who think the current system is worse than any alternative. Yeah, basically. That is, like, essentially the factions of Portland. People who bitch and moan but do nothing, and those that think the system, you know, is worse than, like, you know, any alternative, but also at the same time usually tend to also reject those alternatives because it goes one way or the other too far. Because you got, like, you know, Republican types that don't like us as too Democrat run, and then you got, like, fucking leftists who pretty much think the same thing for the most part, but because they're, like, too fucking liberal and not, like, you know, actually progressive in any means, or leftist in any means, so... It's like, you know, you basically get people who, you know, think that, you know, the current system, yeah, is worse than, like, whatever alternatives, potentially can be. But, I mean, unfortunately, that doesn't mean things get done because of that, because usually they're more of the, you know, radical fringes of the more central two factions within Portland, and thus, still, nothing gets done. I live, like 8 blocks away from downtown. Yeah. And I imagine you see a lot of interesting well, maybe not, I don't know. I mean, you usually do. Like, honestly, like, I saw some interesting shit today. You know, I didn't even say anything about it yet. But, like, I was on my lunch break, and, like, there was this dude right outside my store, and basically, you know, the dude was playing a fiddle, and I wanted to give him some money as a tip, you know, for him busking, you know, because it was like a home sky of his dog, and, you know, just a fiddle and stuff. So, you know, I want to, you know, give him some tips and stuff for, you know, being a musician and help him out a little bit. But I didn't have any money, so I went to 7-Eleven really quick. But the busker playing the fiddle isn't really the important part. But, like, after I got $5 cash back to go gift it to dude, like, on my way back over there was, like, this weird drunk Karen bitch who essentially, like, straight up was, like, going off about, like, and, you know, these fucking people were, you know, lying to me, these goddamn lying N-words, you know, being all, like, you know, just then kind of quietly start drunkenly mumbling off about some other shit. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, as soon as I heard that, I immediately turned around and just like, it fucking excuse me. And, you know, there's no one else at the bus stop besides just her, so it's like no one else really heard it. And there was like this mom with like a couple of her black kids across the fucking street at the other bus stop, literally like across the way. And luckily, surprisingly, none of them heard it. But, or else I'm sure they would have fucking said something. But, I mean, I was just like, what the fuck? And the fact that I could just tell, especially the way she was talking, that, yeah, she was drunker than shit. Like, you know, just like kind of like on the phone like this, like, you know, like, or whatever the fuck. I'm just like, I ain't touching half a 10-foot fucking pole. Or at least like a 50-foot pole, I should say. Back in May, the porta potty was set on fire. Yeah, there was that for you. Which should I do is worse? Trumpers or bitch and moan about the status quo but feeling opposing any change? Probably the latter, frankly. Because, honestly, it's just like, they're the ones who make the Trumpers a thing. I mean, and make a lot more of these fringe reactionary ideologies a thing, for the most part. Because when they essentially when they pretend that they want to try to advocate change and shit, but essentially oppose it, or step away and not do shit, it creates an environment for these more radical fringe elements to grow in the political space, including the Trumpers. Like, they wouldn't be as much of a thing if the latter of the people who would always bitch and moan about shit but vehemently oppose any change, like, if they didn't exist, there wouldn't be as many, or if any Trumpers. Or, like I said, nowhere nearly as many. Because there wouldn't be as much of an environment to profilate it. Oh, shit. I guess. Boo. Is he asleep? He's just chilling. What kind of noise that was? I was just thinking at some point, I want to try to go busking myself, honestly, because I know, like, a lot of people, you know, off and on occasion will do that in my store. And I know I could definitely get away with doing it. This is one absolutely infuriating user before /Portland. They complained the last about problems directly caused by a shitty form of government, and then complain even louder about the reform measure. Why do I have a feeling I know who you're talking about? Because I've been there enough to kind of recognize some of the people that are there very, very frequently. And I have a feeling I think I know what you're talking about. Because you probably do. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure they're like one of the more active r/Portland users. Or at least one of the more active members of the subreddit. Because, I mean, honestly though, there's at least like 3 or 4 people like that though on there. But yeah, I mean, there is definitely one that's the loudest of them all. And I feel like we know. I feel like we know. I mean, that's just what's so annoying about, like, the Portland subreddit sometimes. Like, I like to go on there, but, oh my god, sometimes the people are just fucking annoying. Because of shit like that. It's just like, you hate how status quo is, but yet, like, whenever people advocate for something that might be a little bit different or better from, you know, or just, like, you know, to change this type of shit, it's like, nah, that's not how it is. Yeah, exactly. It's bootstraps, you know, it's actually people and individuals that need to change. It's literally the fucking, like, most liberal fucking, like, way of, you know, trying to get reform is, like, basically pawn that responsibility on the individual instead of the system. Like, yeah, yep. Yeah, now, yep, I know exactly what you're talking about. As soon as you mentioned that, yep, I knew it. God, that person is so fucking ridiculous. Either that person's like the most liberalist NIMBY fuck, or just such a hardcore libertarian dorkball. One or the other. Because, ugh. Here. Irrational National here. See what's going on. David O. Let's get Stepford stoops to the new low and race against Fetterman. Oh my lord. I wonder what this piece of shit fucking snake oil salesman grifty fuck is doing this time. Here. Let me get that. Cool. A little bit. There we go. Pop.
You can imagine that if you had a doctor that was mocking your illness.
In his race against John Fetterman for Senate in Pennsylvania, Dr. Oz has stooped to a new low.
So, if I heard that right, he basically was saying, like, Dr. Oz is actually fucking on his mental illness, not mental illness, oh my god, Jesus Christ. Fucking, his illness when having a fucking stroke. Which I guess can partially play in part as mentally, because it does kind of fuck with your mental health, and you have to kind of, like, take some element of, you know, therapy to kind of regain some of your abilities and shit, because I know there are people that lose some of their cognitive abilities, you know, when they have a stroke and shit. It's not always, but, I mean, so I guess I'm not inherently wrong, but whatever. I'm kind of surprised at the complete absence of organ polls, corporate cutbacks, I guess, the Big O, East Commission polls, but they have gotten incredibly cheap, so I shouldn't be surprised. Wow. Yeah, I haven't really seen any polls or anything like that when it comes to, like, organ-related shit. Because I wanted to see, like, what, you know, support or, you know, lack of support, you know, things or people have, you know, when it comes to this, like, coming election and shit around here. And it's, like, fucking, like, almost nothing. That we have is vague questions unrelated to election from low-quality poll or DMH.
I have a couple
and that, you
main
know,
examples
is going to
of
be so
how
reliable.
Stooped to a new low. And you're not, I mean, you're not going to believe it. You will believe it, but you're not going to believe it. And I am laughing already because of how completely insane, especially this first example is. So, without further ado, let me play for you this recent campaign ad from Dr. Oz.
John Fetterman wants to release convicted murderers from prison. He appointed a staffer who wants to eliminate mandatory life sentences for first and second degree murderers. Murderers like Daquan Dickerson, who shot and killed a high school senior from York.
Honestly, considering how this fucking propaganda ad is already being done, and considering how Republicans and these far-right pieces of shit are basically just going to, you know, do nothing but smear campaigns when it comes to, like, oh, Democrats just want to have nothing but high crime and release criminals and let, you know, lawlessness just take over, which is literally nothing but bullshit. If anything, like, the fucking Democrats are trying to increase fucking funding, and a lot of these cities that are Democrat ran lately have, actually. Like, Portland increased funding, like, Biden's, you know, as the fucking president has been doing it and shit, and there's been other fucking cities that have done the same thing. Like, I mean, all them ran, you know, for the most part, so it's like, I mean, it's such literal mocky, like, cockamamie fucking mockery bullshit that it's just like, should make your fucking head spin.
Who viciously stabbed his wife to death with a steel fire poker. Craig Hines, who killed a young man in a drive-by shooting. We all know Fetterman loves free stuff, but we can't let him free murderers.
Which I highly doubt that's even the case, especially considering his whole idea of releasing, oh wait, what was it actually? Non-violent drug offenders and, like, non-violent, convicted, felons and shit. Which usually means, like, things like, you know, drug offenses and shit like that. I mean, and other, well, non-violent crimes that have no harm on anyone else. You know, so it's just like, I mean, that's not even remotely close to murderers and shit. I mean, if anything, like, he is more of an advocate of trying to do a reformation or rehabilitation when it comes to the prison system, and that includes for people who are murderers. And yeah, you know, and part of that might be eliminating you know, the life sentence conviction, you know, and which frankly, I mean, I think there might be, at least when it comes to the common citizen, debate for something like that. But I mean, you know, I suppose I won't know how, you know, if I totally agree with the idea, but at least for the most part, yeah. I think, you know, when it comes to, like, 95% of, like, convicted cases of, like, whatever the fuck it is, like, yeah, I mean, a life sentence probably isn't really absolutely necessary, but for certain cases, I'd probably say yes. You don't know if Fetterman loves free stuff. What's the fuck does it even mean? I don't know. He's a socialist, so he loves free shit. who doesn't like free stuff. I know, like, yeah, I like free shit. I like stuff that's free at the point of service. Like, yeah, I mean, who wouldn't be down with that?
John Fetterman wants to free murderers. We all know he loves free stuff, but did you know he also wants to free murderers? This is where you go when you have nothing left. Like, you've tried everything. You've already fear-mongered about how he's Bernie Sanders, which actually we'll get to more on that, because
like Dr. Oz literally had a fucking ad that literally had a fucking bog rise from goddamn Fetterman's head, trying to say that he's fucking got crazy high ideas. Like, that makes him awesome. Oh, he has like some cool, crazy, radical ideas he got while high. Ooh, awesome, sweet. Like, for me, that's more of a plus and some, like, you know, respect points if anything. It's like, oh, cool, he's making up ideas and, you know, thinking about some shit, you know, while smoking a J or some shit. Dude, fuck yeah. Wish he was my senator.
The most popular senator 11 terms in a row. Yet still, he's trying to fearmonger Fetterman by attaching him to Bernie Sanders. You've already talked about how Fetterman, he hasn't worked with his hands. He doesn't know how to help people. We'll get to more on that later. But this,
which is bullshit. Like, the dude, while kind of like a giant, fugly looking guy, I mean, is legit like a friendly teddy bear, and is constantly known as me as somebody who's willing to help people out and, like, you know, lend a hand and, you know, and that type of shit. Like, eh?
Tried everything. He really has. You know, he's tried the vegetables, the crudité, that didn't work. Nothing's working for us, so he has to go to Fetterman loves murderers. You can't get more insane than this. So I'll get to the other example of how he stooped to a new low, but more on the murderers. So, PolitiFact here, correcting this bullshit, saying
the fact that this has to be corrected, man. My God, I mean, the motherfucker really does have nothing, dude. This is why, like, I don't even know when I predicted it. But I still feel very strong, and I still feel comfortable calling it. John Fetterman is going to win as senator in Pennsylvania. Like, I feel confident, like, saying that as a fucking claim. And, you know, like, there's just no way Dr. Oz is gonna win. Like, how in the fuck? Like, being, like, the weird snake oil fucking dietary pill fuck, you know, that probably, if anything, makes you more unhealthy or more liable to get more, like, overweight and shit, more than actually lose weight. More than anything, which he also admitted weren't even, like, you know, good, you know, like, pills when it comes to losing weight and shit. I'm not confident saying that, what's her name, lost twice. What's her name? Lost twice? Establishment united with right-wingers still like the Trump mayor of Buffalo. But, like, the thing is, so, like, Fetterman is, like, so popular and is, like, seen as, like, a genuine, you know, candidate amongst Pennsylvanians that he's pretty much, like, comfortably in the lead. Like, that's why, like I said, you know, I'm pretty confident, essentially, you know, in saying that Fetterman would win. Establishing the firing so let Trump as city of attorney of Seattle. Oh my God, what the fuck, gross. Well, I mean, for, you know, all these, you know, cases where they unify and unite with Trumpers and far-right fascists and shit, which Democrats, including people like Pelosi, have openly admitted to doing anyway. I mean, for one of those, there's always going to be another one, or maybe even two, you know, victories as well. Where, you know, like, yeah, there might be, you know, a couple of situations like this throughout the, you know, nationally, you know, throughout the country and shit, but at the same time, there's going to be, you know, probably just as much, if not maybe a little more or less, give or take, of, like, people like Fetterman, you know, winning and shit throughout the country. I mean, it is kind of a give or take in a sense. It's just that you hope you can take more than lose. Nina Turner, so I'm thinking of, Nina Turner in Ohio. Well, yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's also a different state and, you know, in different shit and different circumstances, not that I think necessarily anything of, all that is, like, the most relevant shit, frankly, because it really shouldn't necessarily matter too much, but it's because there is a shithole in the race to the bottom. I mean, yeah, but you got, like, for me, I'm just trying to take what, what I can get, I guess, but at the same time, see where there is actual legit, possibility for, change and, good momentum where it does count. And Fetterman is one of those cases, at least to me.
Called for eliminating life sentences for murderers. Fetterman advocates eliminating the Pennsylvania law mandating life without parole sentences in second-degree or so-called felony murder cases in which the defendant is an accessory to a murder. In those cases, a person killed during the commission of a felony, such as a robbery, but the defendant is not directly responsible for the killing. And I will get to why Fetterman has done this by first using this example. So, Oz has attacked Fetterman now. There's actually, I guess, several ways now Dr. Oz has stooped to a new low. This is another one. Attacked Fetterman for having 2 convicted murderers on his staff, calling for him to fire them. They are Lee and Dennis Horton, brothers whose convictions were widely criticized and who ultimately were granted clemency by the Board of Pardons 5-0.
Oh, so they were pardoned for false convictions.
So, these people...
Of course, leave it to Republicans and fucking grifting pieces of shit like Oz, to fucking, lie and basically say that, oh yeah, they're straight up murderers when they weren't.
Are innocent. Innocent. And Dr. Oz puts out a directive calling on Fetterman to try or to fire these so-called murderers when they have been cleared and are not. So, Fetterman responded to this, saying going after 2 campaign staffers is a new low for Dr. Oz.
Well, hey, brace yourself, Fetterman. He's going to get a lot lower.
Fetterman said in response. In a statement, he described the Hortons as wrongfully convicted and said that fighting for their release was one of the proudest moments of my career, and I'm honored to have them on this team. The statement noted that the Hortons' release was supported at the time by a top official in the state corrections system. Quote, they just don't belong in prison, Mark Wally, deputy superintendent at the Department of Corrections, said in a letter, citing their work behind bars to further the rehabilitation of other detained men. Quote, does Dr. Oz believe that the wrongfully convicted should die in prison? Fetterman continued.
So, like, basically these 2 dudes, even though they were wrongfully convicted, would actually go out of the way to even help other people who were probably rightfully convicted of their crimes and shit, to rehabilitate themselves. Like, because they obviously knew they were innocent, so I guess that's a way to show that to, the correction officers and to, like, everyone else as well, like, and, while you're in the system in that way, indirectly, considering how it's so fucked, and I guarantee these 2 dudes, being victims of it, know that, probably recognize, like, yeah, and there's people here that probably are rightfully convicted of their stuff, but, they could be rehabilitated and probably, chat with them, talk with them, and became friends with these type of people, and were able to give a sense of rehabilitation and give them that outlet, because they didn't really have that, in any way. Because there really isn't that much of those type of outlets in prison, I mean, at least in America. Like, I mean, you pretty much have, like, your little, like, you're either, like, being an outcast and kind of an outlier, or, or part of, like, some sort of prison gang or some shit. Or, just being buddy-buddy with, the fucking correction officers and shit, which will make you even far more of a fucking outcast and kind of public enemy number 1 to a lot of fucking prisoners and shit, because then you would be suspect. You'd be, like, seen as, like, a snitch or a rat, to a lot of them, so... I mean, it's like you don't really have many options for getting out. Unless you want to be seen as, like, a total fucking, cop licker or some shit. I don't know what type of fucking, lingo would be considered for someone who's, like, up the butt of the fucking correctional officers trying to get the fuck out, but...
Does this man have any compassion? He's making a predictable and fear...
No, Dr. Oz does none of that. He's a fucking grifter. I mean, he's a snake old con man. Like, he'd basically be the fucking snake oil salesman of, taking this little horse and buggy and shit from little Wild West town to Wild West town, selling this little snake oil.
men who spent 27 years in prison for a crime they didn't commit. I don't think you can stoop lower than this. I really don't. Like, the next thing I'm going to show you is bad as well, but this is the lowest you can possibly go. Calling to keep innocent people in prison. Calling to fire innocent people from your staff. People that were...
Honestly, like, do I dare say that's pretty fucking hyper-authoritarian as fuck, and even kind of fascistic, being like, hey, that's a person who's innocent but was convicted of a crime anyway. They deserve to stay in there.
Already spent 27 years in prison. Already went through hell.
Fucking a quarter of his goddamn fucking life was just, like, you know, taken away by the fucking prison system in a false conviction, and Dr. Oz wants to keep this fucker in prison. You know, fuck this worthless garbage bag, you know, of a fucking human being, dude. Like, dude, oh my god. What a fucking scum shit. I mean, starting to have, like, that feeling where it's like, you know, just wanting to hum, you know, the thoughts where, you know, I guess I could just do the Paul Zigo quote from Onion Nuggets last Monday of just, Dr. Oz ought to be dealt with. There you go. And however you wish to interpret that, there you go. That's what it means. So however you wish it can mean.
To fire these people? What a piece of garbage. A complete piece of garbage. And on that note, how much of a piece of garbage Oz is. Mehmet Oz in May Audio. Abortion is murder at any stage of pregnancy.
Oh, and you're a doctor, huh?
So, going to how, you know, Oz really hates murderers, I guess all those women that had abortions, he wants them in jail too. Here's another new low for Oz. Oz campaigned on John Fetterman. If he had ever eaten a vegetable in his life, he wouldn't have had a stroke.
Oh my god. People take Dr. Oz seriously. There's people out there that do. Hopefully nobody in Pennsylvania, at least not at this point.
Let me get to Fetterman's reaction to this.
How many of you, maybe yourself, have had a big health challenge in your own life? Yeah, any of your parents? Any of your children, maybe? Can you even imagine that if you had a doctor that was mocking your illness? Or ridiculing it? Well, here we
I like that dude in the back going, boo.
are. Here we are, right now. I would like to think that Dr. Oz may have really lost his way if you're going to make fun of somebody that had a stroke. But I don't think he ever had his way. Because this is a guy that made a career of selling miracle diet pills.
Yeah.
Well, no shit. I mean, he's a snake oil salesman and made a bunch of fucking money doing so. Doctor of getting ass fucked by Fetterman. I know, dude. Yeah, I mean, he's basically essentially getting ass fucked by Fetterman. And frankly, you know, that's why, you know, like I said earlier, I'm pretty confident saying that he's gonna, you know, win in the Senate at this rate. Like, cause he's, you know, very down to earth, you know, with the people of Pennsylvania, and legitimately, you know, like, is seen as popular within a lot of the people there. And Dr. Oz doesn't even fucking live there. Like, he, you know, basically, for all intents and purposes, falsified his fucking address and uses that, I think it's his mother's address or some shit, as a cop-out to be like, yeah, I live here. And then pretend, you know, while he's living out in fucking Jersey, and then fucking, you know, pretends to be like, you know, some average person, you know, to fucking Pennsylvanians, but literally comes off as the biggest fucking fake, you know, to the entire state and to the fucking country, frankly, at this point.
Just to go on, Dr. Oz, of course, well known for trying to sell diet pills, that miracle diet pills, on his Dr. Oz show. And then later went on to admit,
Dr.
they
Fraud.
were not miracle diet
Dr.
pills.
Froz.
Just
It's
knowingly
Dr. Froz.
garbage because he was paid
Yeah.
to do so. Continues running in this race the way he's running because he's being paid to do so. Massive corporations and the wealthy, of course, back Dr. Oz. Meanwhile, Fetterman not taking any corporate money at all. More on from Fetterman here. So this is a Fetterman campaign ad, just a social media ad. Let me show you this one.
I challenge my opponent. What have you done, rolling your sleeves up in your own life to make life better for the people of Pennsylvania?
I first met John Fetterman when my son got into trouble. John took him under his wing. He helped him get his GED. John turned Braddock around, and John's turned my son's life around.
He was a one-man workforce for the city of Braddock.
When there was a fire, a shooting, an accident, John was there to help.
If someone needed clothes or food, whatever people needed.
John worked with the police and got them funding. John stopped gun deaths for 5 years.
Made government actually work for people.
John Fetterman has spent his life trying to help people.
More jobs, fight crime, actual results for people.
John Fetterman helped change my life. He changed Harrisburg, and now he's going to change Washington.
Show me what you've done, not what you say. And John Fetterman has done it.
All right, so
Pretty another fucking banger of an ad for the most part, outside of the cop part. Could have left that part out, but honestly I know why he did though, because I mean it's a way to kind of get to some of the more blue collar worker types and shit, because there is more of kind of a mixed bag between like cops when it comes to like you know, when it comes to like kind of like blue collar work and shit. Like my job is definitely pretty mixed. Some people are pro cops, some people aren't, and some people legitimately have mixed views about them. Yeah, and I'm sure Pennsylvania, like if you know, go to any like workplace there, I'm sure really frankly ain't no different. So I mean, you know, like I kind of actually can see why he kind of put, you know, the older guy being like he worked at the police and helped get them funding and blah blah blah. I mean, kept it vague, but I mean, honestly, knowing Fetterman though, he probably did it in the sense, you know, of actually bettering, you know, the police instead of just giving them funding to be corrupt fuckbags. So, I mean, you know, like, I would hope maybe, you know, it's making, you know, some of the police that he used, at least governmentally when he was running, you know, less meritable for the ACABs, you know, than the rest of them. I'd still say ACAB, though, but, you know, maybe not as much as the rest of them, though. And hopefully that, you know, is still the case, but who knows? Well, Fetterman knows. Just let us do. Well, I guess with enough digging online about it can be. Fetterman's the only real bad take because he supports Israel. Yeah. And honestly, like, he's not like hyper Zionistic of support. He's just like, because he never really has been super vocal about that. So a part of me thinks that it's just more of a less to be of a placater type of take, so AIPAC and other pro-Zionist lobbies don't fuck on him and go harpy on him, which makes sense. I probably would be like, you know, I would probably honestly, you know, say something that would be, you know, middle groundish or even tacitly supportive, you know, instead just so if I was like running for Senate or some shit, AIPAC doesn't fucking lobby the fuck out of me. You know, so, yeah, I mean, I can understand, you know, maybe an illogical, you know, sense of doing that, but at the same time, you know, maybe he does truly believe that. And either way, it's like, who knows, maybe I feel like his opinion about that, though, is more opt for change, you know, or more likely to change in comparison to someone who is lobbied by AIPAC or some shit. So, Israel and pro-cop shit makes me think he's going to get elected and become just another worthless Democrat. I mean, yeah, but I think my thing that, you know, makes me think otherwise a little bit is just like a legitimate consistency, because he's, you know, kind of worked his way up the political ladder a little bit by actually legitimately showing results, thus, you know, giving, you know, people an actual reason to like him. And, you know, I don't know, like, he's definitely, you know, not cut from the same traditional, you know, worthless, tokenistic Dem cloth, basically. I mean, so, I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll have to see, I suppose. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, we'll have to see. I mean, you know, right now it is the election cycle. It is, you know, the campaign part of it. It's not like, you know, yeah, like, you know, he can't legislate shit yet, so he feels like an RNC. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's not like I don't have reservations, like, if he ends up legitimately becoming another, like, AOC type, then fuck him, but, I mean, you know, like, like I said, we'll have to see, but, yeah, like, I mean, being burned so many fucking times, you can only, you know, be very reserved about it for so long until you're just like, nah, you know, been bitten too many times. That's why, you know, I guess in a sense I'm also kind of like, yay, please be good, you know, because he, you know, does seem like it. I mean, I guess it doesn't necessarily seem too good to be true because there are, like, mixed aspects about him. I mean, which I guess makes him also in a way more genuine, but as critical of politics as I can at this point. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I definitely don't blame you. If really anything, definitely don't disagree with that. I mean, I just have to hope that, like, and frankly, I personally think that, you know, when Fetterman wins, that, like, he actually does continue to walk that fucking walk and doesn't legitimately compromise himself, like people like AOC have. Because the only, like, legit real ones, like Senate, Congress, otherwise, and shit that I think are really there at this point still are essentially fucking, like, Omar, like, kind of, like, 3/4 of the time, and, like, Katie Porter most of the time as well. But pretty much, like, every time I see her, you know, she's always fucking, like, throwing out some banging fucking bangers and shit, like, so, I mean, like, who fucking else? Like, I mean, there's not really many. I mean, honestly, it's like, I mean, because you'd have to, like, legit really think hard about it, because there's not really that many you can think of. I mean, there's, my, local mayor currently, but, is, running as the, on Democrats' side for the 41st state representative seat for, you know, for Oregon, so gonna be able to vote for him there, and he's, you know, another one of these dudes who's legitimately, like, been very consistent and have actually shown results, like, especially that I have directly seen, so, because, with, the 41st, state, seat, it's, Mark Gamba, which is my mayor, and, some other fucking Trumpy quack fuck or whatever. And honestly, like, Mark Gamba, like, while way older, you know, kind of is like a more, like, not as, like, rambunctious version of Fetterman in a way, I think. But, you know, and not as, like, high up, so to speak, because he's not running for Senate, he's running for a state, you know, state representative seat. In fact, next election, I'm writing Ignore Husky for state senate. Oh my god. Heard Justin Ventura is going to try to run for president. If he does, I might vote. I might just vote for him. Fuck it. Like, I mean, he's definitely got some quirky ideas. I don't agree with everything about him, but I mean, fuck. I mean, I think we can use Justin Ventura as president. I like to see what he can do. Because at the end of the day, I know, you know, it's like, you know, he'd at least be for the people. You know, he'd probably be a little, you know, he'd be a little weird about it. You know, he'd do it in his Jesse Ventura way, but, you know, he'd be it. He'd be for that. I don't think he could win, but if he got in debates, he'd destroy everyone. Exactly. I mean, that's what I want, you know what I mean? Like, it's why I vote for him. I mean, I wouldn't, you know, expect him to win, but, I mean, I'd fucking vote for him. And honestly, frankly, I think the country could use a Jesse Ventura type. Kind of a little quirky, you know, a little rough around the edges of shit for the people, pretty populist, but, you know, pretty, you know, like, everyone, you know, like, in some way, shape, or form can agree with him, but at the same time disagree with him. That's kind of what I like about Ventura a little bit. Like, everyone could look at him and be like, I like some of your takes, but I also don't like some of your takes. He's somehow, like, one of those type of dudes. But I like that. I like that about him. He's very, you know, he's a very, like, thick, like, personality for a character. Would you libertarian to vote for Jesse Ventura? Honestly, like, he'd probably be open to it, and I could probably convince him. Of all the weak bitches we've had in office, it would be a good change to have someone cool. Exactly. That's kind of what I think. Like, it was a nice little, like, you know, curveball with, like, mean tweets and absurdity and weird meme nonsense, you know, from fucking Trump, but, like, he was still a fucking, like, weak-ass bitch. So, you know, it'd be nice to have someone who's actually fucking cool. And Jesse Ventura is actually cool. I know he's Republican, but I vote for Arnold, Terminator. But he was born in Austria, so he can't run for president. I really hate that rule. I'm getting to the point I legit hate, like, oh, you're not a natural born citizen, the U.S. can't run for president. It's like, we can let those same fucking people run for, like, any other fucking, like, form of level of government, but not president. It's like, fuck you. It's like, what nonsense. Like, oh, Arnold, born in Austria. He could basically be the president of California, being governor there, but, oh, not for the country. I mean, I wouldn't like him because he's hyper anti-union and shit like that. I mean, he wouldn't really necessarily be, like, I probably wouldn't vote for him, but, I mean, I can at least be, I probably would be like, alright, at least you're not a total fucking shitbag, and you might actually do stuff that I might like despite, you know, some of the stuff I would definitely prioritize you wouldn't do, you know, me favors at all, you know, so I don't know. Like, he would definitely be someone I could probably at least see with somewhat mixed views. And honestly, he probably would be more of like a Nixon type, I feel like. Where he would be kind of more vocally kind of like anti-union and shit like that. But he'll kind of do policies that are at least like kind of somewhat pro-worker and stuff. I don't know. I feel like Arnold would legalize weed. Yeah, he would. I mean, I feel like he would too. Or at least decriminalize it. I mean, that motherfucker was smoking, like, before his lift sessions when he was younger. Before he became an actor, like, he literally would smoke weed before he would do his workouts and shit. Like, he would eat a bunch of food, smoke a bunch of weed, and do his workouts. Like, that was, like, a part of his routines. So, like, yeah, of course, yeah, he definitely would. Well, Republicans wouldn't be able to vote for DeSantis or Trump if Jesse Ventura got a debate with one of them. He would pull a lot of Republican voters. Oh, yeah, 100%. And plus, I think, you know, Jesse Ventura is also into conspiracies enough to where even maybe some more conspiratorial type of Republican types might legitimately be interested in, you know, voting for him. Because they'll kind of see him as, like, one of them, you know. It's like, oh, yeah, he's into some conspiracy, too, so he might know a thing or two, and he will be able to get right in there, so he'll be able to, you know, like, open up the vault, man. So, I don't know, like, I mean, he would actually be a force to be reckoned with if he got on the debate stages, on the presidential stages and shit. Like, he's been on Alex Show too, lol. Yeah, like, he's been all over the place, honestly. Like, you know, he was a governor, did, like, some wrestling, was an actor a little bit. He's been on all sorts of shows, you know, from Alex Jones and otherwise and shit. I think it was on TYT too a couple times. Not that I really give a shit about TYT, but still, kind of showing that, you know, he's been all over the spectrum when it comes to things. Even outside of politics. Like, he'll be able to get a very wide pool of various different people, you know, from different parts of the political spectrum, I think. Like, again, I don't think he'll be able to win, but he will legit, I think, be an actual force to be reckoned with a little bit. Where he would be an actual, like, kind of a third-party spoiler, maybe. I think if they let him on there once, they're going to do everything possible to keep him off the stage after that. Like, so he basically has to kind of go in, guns blazing right off the bat, and just hope he can get on after that again. Because, like, that's kind of how I feel like what would happen if, hypothetically, he did get on stage. Like, it would happen once, and then the establishment would be like, oh, keep him the fuck off. Like, we don't want that. How about no more celebrities? I mean, if this is America, bro, you know celebrities are gonna, you know, be running and shit. And if I'm gonna pick any celebrities, I'd rather have people like Jesse Ventura, Danny DeVito. Like, I mean... Like, I mean, if we're gonna choose, you know, I'd at least rather have some ones that I'd like, you know. But yeah, honestly, at the end of the day, yeah, like, no more celebrities. Like, that's how I truly feel. But, I mean, Jesse Ventura isn't just, like, a celebrity type. I mean, he's not even really, like, a current celebrity anymore. He's just kind of, like, more... He has just kind of his cult following, really. Ventura's way too old. I mean... Like, he still has his bearings and shit. I mean, like, how old is he really? Like, he ain't, like... I mean, he's in his, like, 70s, ain't he? I mean, like, you know, I don't know. They're gonna Trump and Biden, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm pretty sure he's younger than both of them. Both of them combined. We need a left-wing Trump, Lamau. Yeah, a left-wing radical, like, you know, like a, you know, a Lucy Parsons, like, esque, you know, type of person. Which is basically a left Trump. With how big he is, he probably won't live long enough. I mean, well, is Jesse Ventura big? Last time, like, I saw something from him from, like, a couple months back, and he wasn't, like, too chonky. He just kind of looked like, you know, that old guy that kind of, you know, lives in, you know, like, the house with that big-ass garage that has, like, a little side open garage area where he has, like, a bunch of random old tools and old truck and shit, you know. He just kind of, you know, reminds me of that dude a little bit. Maybe, like, a beer gut, but... I don't know, here, let's look up fucking Ventura right now. Let's see if there's, like, something recent from him. I think it's, like, 6'5". Yeah, he is 6'5". Well, he talked to Andrew Yang, apparently. Forwarded Andrew Yang 2 months ago. Oh my god. Well, go fuck yourself. I literally don't care about you, Yang. Yeah, he ain't that much of a chonker. Yeah, he just literally looks like you're, you know, like the more, like, not like totally crazy, but kind of crazy old guy that lives down the street that has, like, a bunch of old cars and old motorcycles that he works on half the day while drinking, you know, some, you know, ciders or some shit. You know what I mean? Or having, like, you know, some Jack Daniels and, you know, Coke. Yeah, it's like, you know, he might have a little beer gut going on down there, but he ain't that much of a chonk. Yeah, he's a tall dude. He's about probably, like, you know, a little taller than me, but yeah. People that tall usually die of heart failure young. Hey, well, hey, come on! I mean, I don't want to fucking, like, you know, have some heart failure shit. Don't do that to me. Come on now. He's only 3 inches taller than me. You're the same height as me then. 6'2". Because he's 3 inches taller than me. Oh my god, we're twinsies! We're both 6'2", oh my goodness! But... yeah, Jesse Ventura is definitely, it's like, he's, like, he doesn't look like it, but he's legitimately a tall dude. You can never be taller than me, I'm 5'10". I mean, my friend Tyler's like 5'8", 5'9", about. Like, he's shorter than you, so don't feel bad. And my friend Harley's like 5'8", about as well. Maybe 5'7", 5'8". He's kind of a short dude. Like, me, Logan, and Ripseed are pretty much the only tall dudes in our friend group. Oh, yeah, put some background shit. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah. Ah! Too loud. Ah! Jesus! This thing has background stuff. Come on. 6'5" isn't that tall. Says the tall guy. I mean, you're like, what, 6'3"? I mean, yeah, that's not tall to you. I mean, not really to me either. But, like, you know, because, like, some, like, 6'8" or 6'9", like, that's tall to me. But to anyone who's, like, 5'8", 5'9", like, anyone who's, like, basically 6'2" or taller is tall to them. I'm 6'1", Lamau. Dude, you... Oh yeah, well yeah, you're pretty much about like this. I think I got Logan's height and your height mixed up because Logan's a little taller than me. I'm pretty sure he's the tallest of all of us. But so it's basically Logan, me, you, Metal T, and then Harley, yeah. I just have long arms, yeah, I got almost like 6'5". Yeah. Logan's like Jesse, oh jeez, so he's like Jesse Ventura size. Well, actually, that makes it easier to kind of picture Jesse Ventura. So I mean, Jesse Ventura does have like some big broad shoulders and shit. Hey, oi, you. Since he walked in, we're gonna ask him the question if he would vote for Jesse Ventura. Hey, oi. Did you lose your hearing? No, it's the other way around. It's I want... yeah, wow, hi. Yes. Hey, I was asking you... I want to ask you something. Oi. Hey. If Jesse... Hey. Oh my god. Oi! Oh, excuse me. Oh my fucking god. You literally looked at me and just ignored me. What the fuck? Really? Excuse me? I just got, like, denied here. I see how it is. You don't love me. I'm just dead to you now, huh? Yeah. I'm dead to you. I see how it is. I'm no longer alive. We talls look down on the shorts, right? Right, Igno? We do. We look down on them shorts. Quite literally. Venom, is this necessary? Is that absolutely necessary in this current moment of time? Is it? I feel shorter than I am for some reason. Maybe you're meant to be taller. Maybe you're meant to be like 6'5", dude. Or fucking like 7'5". Sucking a fart straight out of the air to own the libs. Isn't that what the fucking aristocrats and the bourgeois do, basically, though? It's just like, yes. That delicate thoughts of my own are just excellent today. To own the cons. I mean, it's not that hard to own the cons. Just basically just say, hey, the next, like, Grand Theft Auto has a Latino woman, you know, as the main character, and they'll just scream woke till the end of time. Or just say that there's, like, you know, trans actor, you know, playing, you know, like some character in a movie or something. They'll just scream woke until the end of days. What did Suburban Moms watch before Dr. Phil? Fuck if I know, honestly. I feel like I really should know that. Probably, fuck, dude, I don't even know. Viking jeans, want to be taller, but the Italian Indian jeans keep me down. Keep me down. The next Batman's gonna have, trans man playing Batman. I'd be okay with that. I unironically be okay with that. How long you used to watch Charmed? Just watch Charmed? What? Charmed? What? Do I even want to know? Do I even care? Do I even care to know what that is? A show about witches. Oh, I know what this is. I haven't seen it or anything, but I know I'm aware of it. Oh my god. Oh. It's an old sitcom, yeah. Next coming Jesus is going to be a sassy trans woman. I would actually believe in that God if Jesus is like, hey y'all, I'm a sassy trans woman actually. It's like, oh shit, whoa, okay. I didn't realize Christianity actually had this curve up its sleeve. Well, maybe it wouldn't be Christianity. Maybe Jesus is actually from a different religion archetype. I mean, we were just wrong this entire time. Pastafarians. All pictures of Jesus I've always seen are very feminist, so maybe always has been. Maybe. I mean, it could be possible. It is entirely possible. I mean, considering that pretty much, especially any church I've been to, he's like this white, like, very smooth, but nice groomed, kept hair. Like, honestly, he looks like he would be, like, a very gentle dom. You know what I mean? I'm down for some Jesus-y. Jesus-y, dude. Jesus. Jesus-y, dude. What the fuck? Oh my god, dude. It also probably didn't exist, so you could be wherever you want. True. What the fuck is always hard to find a hotel in San Francisco, Seattle? Seattle's too many options. Seattle, all of them seem overpriced or shitty. Because it's, honestly, that just seems like San Francisco in a nutshell. It's either overpriced or shitty, or it's overpriced and shitty. While Seattle, there's just shitload of different things. Like Airbnbs, hotels, like people renting out little studio apartment shit and stuff. Going to San Francisco next week, I think. Nice. Going to San Francisco in a few weeks. Damn. Y'all almost like, gonna meet there at the same time. Almost. I was gonna say, hey, if you're all are pretty much there at the same time, might as well, like, hey, link up. Godco, Texas. Damn. Well, where in Texas? Because, if it's in Dallas-Fort Worth area, like, I mean, then, I actually might know some spots you can go to that are at least okay. You know, that can at least make the time worth your while. Because if you're in, like, the Dallas-Fort Worth area or anywhere near there, the Ross Perot Science and Art Museum is pretty fucking cool. That honestly would definitely make the time worthwhile at least a little bit. MD Emerson, guide appointment. So I don't know if that's anywhere near Dallas. I don't know where that is. So if it happens to be on the way, then, go ahead and check out the Ross Perot Science and Art Museum, because that shit's actually pretty cool. Like in Hotel, we're driving up Friday, drinking all night and all Saturday, and driving home Sunday. Nice. Tonight is somewhere every year. His mom and dad dress themselves and cry. Seems to feel never walk again. Coach says, that boy, give 100%. But spirit, what a man. Who cares? Get over. Let's all get wasted, man. To 7-Eleven, to the liquor store. You're tired all night, let's party some more. It's gonna be Colby in the weekend. Come on, I got to drive on zero sleep. I'm assuming they're crashing in their car, like sleeping, like crashing to sleep. I'm sure they're gonna make it work, I mean, someone curls up in the trunk, someone crashes in the back, you know, lean back the fucking front seats and just like chill like that. I mean, you know, you can make it work. Hey. If Jesse Ventura were to run in 2024 as independent, would you vote for him?
What?
If Jesse Ventura were to run for president as an independent in 2024, would you vote for him? Even if he didn't win?
Jesse Ventura?
Yeah. You know of him. He's actually thinking about that.
It depends on who else was running against him, but...
I mean, it doesn't matter, I guess.
Can't do much worse.
Alright, well, I suppose that, you know, it's an answer. Like, let's say it's just a repeat of 2020, but fucking Jesse Ventura's in the mix. And he actually was, like, on debate stages, a guy for a curveball, and, you know, wasn't gonna win, but, you know, could probably, you know, throw a wrench, you know what I mean? Almost like a Nader situation, almost.
Yeah, well, for 2020, I'd still go for...
Oh, well, god damn it. I tried. We were talking about Jesse Ventura earlier, and I was just like, hey, you know, it's like, and they were asking, would your libertarian dad vote for him? I'm like, you know, I was like, you know, I don't know, so, so I was like, I'll have to ask him, you know, but, and, you know, because I feel like, because my initial guess is like either yes or maybe, but need convincing, and I was wrong on both accounts. Well, maybe not really.
It depends on who's...
Well, yeah, see, you made it like, yeah, you made the pen, so I had to throw in an example, so I just, you know, threw in basically a rerun 2020, but that's, I don't know, like, that probably wouldn't be the case, so. Well, I mean, I guess it's still out in the open. To follow up, if my libertarian dad would vote for him, I guess it's still technically out in the open. I mean, considering like a 2020 rerun is legitimately somewhat likely, I guess. I mean, I guess that is at least, you know, worthwhile, at least, you know, notion of like potential, I guess. But I mean, it could be honestly anybody. That's why it does. I don't know. Well, if it was Bugs Bunny, he would most certainly vote for him. And you know what? Honestly, fuck it. If he was a real being and actually was like a part of our reality and consciousness and like actually there, then I'd vote for him too. Fuck it. What? Like I thought, like, I mean, you know what? He's progressive as fuck though, because like there's multiple episodes where he's in dress, where he's like dressed as a woman and shit. Like, and he's totally does it. Like totally fine and. You know, if anything, does it to try to, you know, like, get out, like, a lot of people trying to, like, you know, be antagonists and shit, you know what I mean? And, like, you know, try to fuck people trying to whack his ass and shit, you know, and everything. Like, I mean, if anything, he uses it to, like, kind of own the cons a little bit, if you think about it. Like, I mean, you know, there's just that, you know, a little, you know, just that notion a little bit. I mean, same with David Doug a little bit. He's done it too a few times. Bugs Bunny supports abolishing Florida. He has my support. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I mean, yeah. If you actually, like, go for Looney Tunes and just go through, like, Bugs Bunny's, like, you know, actions and, like, what he thinks or believes or, you know, and all that, like, I'd be, yeah, I'd do it. Bugs might be gender fluid. He might be, legitimately, yeah. Like, mostly or primarily presenting male, but gender fluid with his, you know, of his identity for the most part. I kind of vibe with that. Stick a carrot by McConnell's ass. Dude, Bugs Bunny would do that. Dude, he would take McConnell's turtly little ass and shove a carrot so far up in there. He'd just like hold it up like a color dog. Just be like, hey, what up, Doc? Why would anyone want to move forward? Gee. Why wouldn't I want to live in a place that gets bombarded with hurricanes and floods? I know, right? And miffed out alligators. Such a great, amazing place. I think Daffy Duck would be a conservative. But he's cross-dressed too, though. A little bit. Kind of like Bugs Bunny. I guess it's not necessarily an inherent thing that makes someone progressive. But, like, I mean, I don't know. Like, both of them have both done that, you know, and together, too. So, I mean, and if they're somewhat, like, you know, maybe jackasses to each other a little bit, they're friends, you know, so it's like, I don't know, that kind of implies they, you know, agree with each other to an extent. Or at least can deal with each other or tolerate each other's views. So, I don't know. I found this video on Reddit where this guy gets into a fight and starts losing and pulls out a grenade and tosses it and runs. Oh my god. Bruh. What the fuck? It reminded me of Looney Tunes. That is a Looney Tunes moment. It's like, hey, hold on. You know, it's like, hey, let's break this up for a second. Yoink! Bye, Doc. And just, meep, just runs off and shit. Like, oh my god. Into fire. That's why you can feel the hands. You can make some real to win. And to make some lubricant. Government by fat. Mate. Even do spawn. And want to get Harley's Teeper and Meat Morn. Dude, it should have the Meat Morn. Meat. Upstream turning red. She ran famous mints. Always checking Larry Miles. Not checking them out. Hey. I'll be with you. Here. Is this the video? You never know when a grenade will come in handy. Oh my god, this drunk bastard, bro. And everyone just starts running. Oh my god, it even blew. Oh my god, hold on, we gotta hear this. Oh, of course it's in Russia. Dude, what if it's like some Ukrainian war vet, you know, from Russia, just like, you fucking Ukrainian big bastard son of a bitch, just pulls out his grenade from the service, just chucks it. Like, what the fuck, dude? He's still just drunkenly walking around next to that explosion, dude. He just kind of took that... He just kind of took that like a man. Damn, dude. No, bro, it's chaos. Bro, I need to buy a fake grenade so I can escape if I get jumped by a group. True, dude. My assumption is flashbang. Flashbangs are a real plus, so you don't want to lose your hearing over a bar fight. Aww. Fuck you. Fuck you for ruining a good time. But you know what? True. Good bot. Would you look at all the words in alphabetical order? Huh? No, it's not. A baggie. No, B-A. That's not in alphabetical order. Wait, what? No, it's not. This is not in alphabetical order. What? No, it's not. Fake news. Fake news. But Jesus Christ. You brought a grenade to a fist fight. And I thought, you know, bringing a knife to a gunfight was bad. Man, I'm so joinked up on caffeine right now, honestly. I had 2 cups of coffee because I fucking was tired of shit all day today. And now I'm all, like, zoinked. You can't read the lines. I'm a shotgun tester. You never read the lines. I'm a shotgun Zoinked until the crash. Yeah. But hey, at least, you know, it's gonna crash more way earlier in the evening than it probably normally would for me. Next time I get done bar fight, I'm gonna ask if they got a grenade. I've already been shot at, but that's a whole nother level. I haven't been shot at least when it comes to, like, that. I've been shot with rubber bullets and pretty much everything else outside of live bullets, and frankly, I want to keep it that way, personally. I like to be doing with it. Oh my god. I swear, like, you know what? Like, what? You need to, like, not drink alone, sir. You know there ends up being issues with shit like that. I'm not straight out comping, but I almost died there. Damn. Once an energy drink got me so hyped I was able to finish off all my shit at work. Fast day, I wonder how much time is left. 6 hours for shift remaining. Oh, I hate that. Yeah, at least for my work and shit, it was kind of somewhat like that. Like legit, time felt slow to me. Dude, when work is like that and you like get shit done and then you realize basically 30 minutes passed and you basically did what you think is normally equivalent like of hours worth of time, or maybe 2 hours worth of time, I hate that shit. It just shows how much of a slow day, you know, it can be sometimes to do shit like that. Trying to find anything. Oh, here it is. Just gotta do this, goddammit. Ah! I love a place hard to get. Oh my god. It's not even a hard to get thing, bro. Here. Here, I'm gonna, here. You need to watch this, sir. You need to watch this, sir. Wait, hold on. We need to make sure it goes to the top.
Hey, Rick, you want to drink some beer? She's asleep.
Oh, she's asleep. I'll drink without him.
Yes, I do love you.
Fell asleep on me.
Doesn't that sound like good beer drinking?
This is you.
What was that noise? What are you doing out here?
What are you doing out here?
Drinking a beer, man. You were asleep.
Yeah, what are you doing, Venom?
What's wrong?
What's wrong?
What's wrong?
Listen to me closely. The only thing that keeps me and you from being alcoholics is that we drink together. And we call it social
drinking.
Okay, you can't drink alone. You should have woke me up.
Alright. You should let me know when you're gonna be doing that, sir. And also, doing something with you. I love it as soon as he like cracks it open, he's just like, what was that noise? Honestly, like, I never thought I'd honestly love that little like face filter, but like Breadstick Ricky actually makes me love that filter now. I think qualifies as an alcoholic. I'm not even drinking right now, I'm just hyped up on caffeine and weed. Oh, so same thing as me. Okay. Well, you're pretty much acting the same way, though, so I feel like, you know what? Alcohol, I don't think plays a role in your behavior, I think. I think it might enable it, but I don't think it's the reason for it. I mean, I probably think I would qualify as, like, a functioning, like, light alcoholic, honestly. I mean, because I don't drink all the time or daily or anything like that. Like, I'm drinking, like, these new like sodas I discovered that are actually legitimately fucking amazing. But you know, like I could go like usually on average it would be like, you know, from like, you know, maybe 2 to 5 days up to a week, you know, that I can go without drinking in between. But if I do, it's usually like 2 to 3 beers at a time, where I get nice and get a nice, good, decent little drunk going. But nothing where it gets all sloshed out or where I'm all like fucked up necessarily or nothing. But you know, nice little buzz and stuff usually. Drink every day. Yeah, see, that's why I say I'm like a light alcoholic, because I mean, when I do drink, it is gonna be consistently for a couple days, and then usually top it off with kind of like a binge day, which is usually like a weekend. But you know, like for the most part, you know, like, you know, like I said, it's more of like kind of like a social drink thing, and then, you know, usually there will be the occasional binge, and then after that there's usually like a break that, you know, like I said, could be like a day, 2 days, maybe 3, up to a week. I mean, I could go longer than that, obviously, but that's just kind of like average about. Drink this straight from the bottle. I have high tolerance, so I couldn't do that. I definitely have to build up to that shit. Because there'd be no way in hell I'd be able to do that. I don't know. Ah, okay, well, I forgot I turned it up. Jesus. I'm already jittery. God damn it. It's jittering more of my jitters. You're gonna take tequila shots if you want to get out there. Me and tequila, Sure about something else? Sure about, you sure you don't want to do something different? Well, I got parts to bring about Jack, I always finish that shit. Cause he always, it's impossible to get because he's already been cleaned by Cholula? By Cholula? Every time I drink tequila, I wake up in someone's bed. I see why. That's for you, huh? What about vodka? I'll take tequila shots. I mean, I will too, but I'm more of a vodka guy. But if I mix vodka and tequila, that's a fucking bad idea. So... Are you still in my bed, though? I'm 5 shots of Wild Turkey and 3 IPAs in right now, but I got a long day tomorrow, so I'm about to call it night. That's all good, man. I mean, especially if a nice little good, fun night like that, definitely want to probably get some food substance to call it good, you know? I have a high vodka tolerance somehow. Oh, awesome. Damn, you have a way higher tolerance than me. Yeah, even me, dude. I would be fucking like 8 wins pissed to the wind, you know, and shit. I'd be like 8 ways till Sunday, drunk and pissed, you know, like, you know, fucking just silly 5 shots, 3 IPAs in. I'd be like, you know, I'm just gonna be rambling very deeply, non-stop for like a full fucking hour about some like deep philosophy thing that I'm just like deeply pondering about. And then, you know, like, just really like think about it for a minute or two, you know? I'm not really that drunk yet. Yeah, that's definitely a tolerance for sure. If I had to drive and I could drive and if I had to and I wouldn't be worried. Well, as long as you don't actually like, you know, feel and legitimately like are intoxicated in a sense where you're like, oh, you know, like, you know, whatever, and you're actually like, yeah, you know, 3 IPAs in, 5, you know, turkey whiskey shots, and I'm still good. Like, I mean, if someone said that to me, and it's just like, you know, and I'm 8 shades to the wind, pissed drunk and shit, you know, yeah, I trust them. More than me. If I had the same amount, you know, in comparison to the dude who's just still mostly sober, for, you know, or at least maybe buzzed, but not, like, full-on drunk and shit, in comparison to me sloshed out, like, yeah, I would trust him to drive me home at least. I would only drive if I have to, which I don't. Well, yeah. I'm thinking of a situation where, like, hypothetically, it'd be like, you know, if you had to, you know, drive someone home or some shit. Tyler and I, who would be alternating between complaining about the IPAs and going on rants about Scientology, or Christianity, or politics, and then go way overboard with it. Talking about, like, yeah, just like even more like extreme than even I would, you know, go. Uber's almost cheaper than gas in the truck. I have to drive, so I Uber a lot. Really? Yeah, I wonder if, like, that is the case for some people, where it's just, like, you know, depending on where they're going, you know, they're like, you know what, considering gas right now, how much would it be to Uber there? They've probably done the math and realized, hey, depending on where I'm going and the distance, it's actually cheaper to take the Uber. I mean, yeah, honestly, thinking about it, yeah. Because, like, you know, depending on where you're at and depending on what gas prices are, that actually might be more economically feasible. I mean, if you consider, like, the initial price and then tips, yeah, probably, yeah. I have a big truck for work, and can't afford to have 2 cars. Yeah. And I'm sure a big truck, you know, probably doesn't do much, you know, for fuel efficiency. I mean, these days probably better than older trucks, but still, I mean, comparison to, and you know, your typical, like, you know, drive every day, you know, around the town type of car, like, probably not. Unless you got, like, one of the newest trucks and shit, then maybe, but, I mean, I don't know really that much about fucking cars and shit. I bike multiple places, so take TriMet to work. You mean buses, public transit. Most people don't know TriMet. At least unless you're in Portland. I have my car mostly for out-of-town trips at this point. Yeah. I mean, if I were to have a car, that's basically what I'd use it for. That, or, like, you know, more specific trips, you know, where I might be getting something or buying something where I can't just haul myself, you know, on TriMet or bus or whatever, or, like, you know, ride my bike or whatever the fuck. And it'd be too much of a bitch, you know, to fucking carry it. I get, like, 8 MPG around town, like 12 to 15 on the freeway. That's like 1 to 60 to fill up right now. Oh my god! Oh, Jesus, dude. What the fuck? That's just, like, fucking ridiculous. If I'm going to borrow a part, I can usually get a ride, though. Oh, yeah, because you either got homies or, you know, an Uber to get there, to meet the homies. The irony that Logan goes to Vancouver so often, and yet wondering why he's always low on money. Gas is so expensive, Lamau. Yeah, maybe, like, honestly, he, you know, even though it would take longer, he could probably either Uber or take, you know, public transit like he used to, because honestly, like, it probably just would be cheaper. I mean, you know, say, I guess suppose, say what you want about is, live situations, or given his, my situations, he had a little bit more accessibility to funds when he was, mostly public transit and biking around. I mean, obviously he didn't like it, but, I mean, it's better to just have the option when you absolutely need to drive around and not drive around all the fucking time. Uber would be more expensive, fortunately, C-Trans sucks, but would be cheaper. Yeah. If C-Trans was better funded and actually had better investment into it, it'd probably be worth a shit more. We usually meet at one homie's house and split an Uber from there and crash at their pad afterward. That's pretty much like what usually me and my homies used to do all the time. Only usually they would pick us up in their truck or the car. Down here, there's not a lot of public transportation outside Big City, so I'll walk or beg my stepdad for rides. I mean, I don't know how, accessible things would be via, riding a bike, but it probably would be better than, walking around everywhere. Yeah, better for your cardio. It should be TriMet. What the fuck is in Vancouver part of the Portland Transit transportation system? I don't know. Like, honestly, at this point, it'd be better served that way. Like, Vancouver could still be Vancouver, but there could be some elements about Portland's infrastructure that can be incorporated, like the public transit system, like TriMet. Every time we try to make someone the sober driver, they end up being more fucked up than everyone. I feel like that's a way to cop out of being a sober driver. It's like, hey, I'm actually too fucked up to drive, man. One of you have to. Well, we're all fucked up, so we can't do it, man, because we thought you wouldn't be so fucked up. Well, damn it, guys. Should be the Soviet driver. The Soviet driver. Should be the sober driver. The Soviet driver. In Soviet Russia, you drive everyone. I mean, Kapinos does sober, so yeah, I mean, yeah, a little bit there. I mean, it would work. A sober Soviet driver. Sounds like an oxymoron in itself. Yeah, well, actually, maybe not. It's like, I drink vodka like it's rota, so it's basically fucking the equivalent of water. So I'm sober on it all the time. In fact, I get drunk when I don't drink it. No. I reversed psychology and reversed physics on vodka. It's a bit damn sorry, all men go somewhere in pregame, so hurry all past that and we don't wake up until the next day. So the pregame basically ends up being the party. Nice. Honestly, I feel like there's been a few times me and my friends have done that too. I know I've done that before, where I show up, to like kind of a pregame, but I end up kind of crashing, so while everyone's about to leave, to go do their shit, I'm just like, man, I'm pretty much like crashed out, go. So I end up just kind of dipping. Or Street Trade could just improve their service hourly as ass. Yeah, dude, every hour is fucking shit. That's ridiculous. I think people getting competitive about drinking, everyone trying to keep up, and end up going too far. Honestly, that's kind of what, at least for me, kind of probably what turned me off a little bit to, drinking so much. Is because, like, in some ways, it was kind of like competition to keep up. Because, especially for, depending on what beers we might be drinking, I might want to sip it more so than just full on just drink it. And, for same thing with certain liquor mixed drinks, too. And, there's always, like, this emphasis to try to keep up. Or, like, you would have, like, some cheap-ass shit that, me and my buddy late at night would split. and obviously we'd split half of it, and I'd have to try to keep up and shit, so he doesn't end up being like the only one to drink it or whatever. And it's just like, in a way, it's like, you know, in a sense, you know, basically we end up, you know, basically just going too far, you know, in a sense, at least for myself in a lot of ways. Why in the holy tequila? Fuck this. 65 only have 2 inconvenience stops. Is that even a fucking like bus stop at that point? Like, what the fuck? What kind of place you've never seen before? Without your phone or wallet's always funny. You have to become detective for what happened the night before. I mean, honestly, part of me would, you know, start panicking a little bit, being like, where in the fuck was my shit? Where did it all go? Like, I mean, and start, you know, wondering what the hell happened. Fuck that. Yeah. Like, honestly, low-key, though, yeah, fuck that. I mean, honestly. I mean, I would be a little bit like, so, like, I'm not exactly too good with this. I'm not too happy about this. I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily be too good about that one. That happened to me so many times, it doesn't surprise me anymore. I mean, when you said earlier, it's like, I think I am an alcoholic. I mean, I guess, honestly, not even in a bad way, but it does sound like so, but, I mean, you at least do sound like, in a sense, you actually do, like, you know, for the most part, you know, able to, you know, function with it, but, like, it just kind of is about, like, you know, are you able to, essentially, like, really, you know, like, hold it to the point where you can remember where all your shit is, or do you get to the point where, like, you know, you lose all your shit? That's kind of where the line is, you know, it's like, you know, when I get to a certain point I'm drunk, I can't stop drinking. It's like if it's can't stop finding and consuming alcohol. So I got on top of the edge, blacked out. Essentially, that would be where the line would, is, in that sense. I mean, honestly, I've only been blacked out once, and it was like on a 2019 New Year's. And also, I remember around the time I specifically started blacking out, or I guess browning out, mostly, at first. Or at least, or graying out. At least from what I heard, like, you know, when you get to the point where you're almost kind of like blacked out drunk, but you can still kind of remember some detail, that's kind of like, from what I've heard, it was called browning out, but I think that might also be like graying out, basically. But I kind of remember, essentially, like, a part of it is essentially, like, you know, where I first start remembering where I initially started kind of to, like, black out a little was walking into the bathroom with one of my buddies, and then when I started kind of not blacking out anymore, me and my buddy were like, hey, come on, my friend was like, hey, come on, we need to get out, you know, because there was someone pounding on the door wanting in, you know, to go to the bathroom, because there was a line building up. And, yeah, it was just like, that was an interesting situation. And after that, like, I don't really remember too much outside of, like, meeting with my buddies, back at the table, and then leaving, like, leaving the place, and then, I don't even, yeah, see, at that point, you know, it goes black again, you know, just because I don't really remember too much after that. Remember, like, I always wake up, blood on my hands before you say maybe I shouldn't drink. I don't. What the fuck? What the fuck? I like Ernie Banks, alright. I like Banks, the old Columbia River. Yeah, I like Banks of twin reverbs. Electric guitars, fires. Raging on the stage, yeah. Never going to do seem like it all to get in the game, but do long. We're going to spoil it all. Tie records are nice, small. Give to the rich, or give to the rich. Make a president twitch in the ditch. Oh. I love that little part of the lyric. I want to make a bank president twitch in a ditch. I wonder what that means, huh? Now John's gonna sing my bone, yeah. I split some vodka with Big Dark vodka, mix some tequila. Fuck that! I ain't trying to fuck myself up. Like, I become silly drunk when I fucking, when I, like, drink vodka and shit, but tequila, like, She a dirty mistress to me. I get last time I blacked out, I fought a security guard, and now I have to deal with an assault battery charge, so I have to go to jail. Was it because, the greasy bank teller, didn't like your check and had a security guard after you? We're still waiting on your attempt to beat my vodka record. Was that 13 shots? I'm not even gonna lie, like, I kind of forgot what the record was. I'm pretty sure it was like 13, wasn't it? Because I remember you were so drunk that you thought that you had, like, I fucked a few, and you thought you had, like, 9, and I told you you had, or you thought you had 9 because I told you you had 9 when you actually had 11, and you did, like, 2 more, and you thought you had 11 at that point. And then I told you after that, I'm like, you know you actually had 13 shots, right? And you were just like, what? Like, I actually got you to drink more than you thought you did. I like drunk Gnar. One of these days I'm gonna get some liquor, then you can really see fucking silly Gnar. Cause me drunk on a couple beers, that really ain't much. That ain't nothing. I think it was 13. Yeah, it was 13. Now, yeah, honestly, now thinking about it, was. Asking questions. Sacrifices must be made. The beers who dare go on strike. Every working man, we gotta put him out the pasture. Trying to fight to let you go. Doesn't feel fulfilling to know. Goodness of beings are obsolete. Cause you have to delve, but to get out of super good food. Make a good meal. So how does it feel? Is you get out of work and feeling cold like a piece of trash. Peace. You have a good one, Colvin. I'm very confident I can never beat that Leno Tide again. The stars aligned that night. The stars aligned that night. Yeah, I mean, part of it is because I kind of convinced you, but you just had enough fortitude and just the stars aligned where you were okay, for the most part. How's it feel to be on budget cuts? You're snipped. You no longer exist. Your has been purged from a central computer, so we give you the facts and sweep you under the rug. See our chart, unemployment's going down. If that ruins your life, that's not a problem. No hangover because of the non-alcoholic CBD soda. Oh yeah, that's right, you had that CBD soda. I'll risk the alcohol poisoning for some of that Ignore Cloud. Don't do that. Don't do that. I mean, you don't need to do that, bro. I mean, just you being here is, enough for it. I mean, I do kind of, overlook some chats, I know, but I mean... Say, alcohol will take you to the mental health to force feed your mind out in chemicals until you're in the outside of the work state. I'd definitely be Ignar with tequila. Ignar, vodka in there might just best at legendariness if he really tries. Yeah, honestly, I probably could. I just have to get some Reka. Had some CBD water a while back and it made me feel sick as fuck when I drank it. CBD water? Well, it's CBD water. I mean, that's probably why. It's just CBD and water. And you probably want a little something more than that. Whoa. That was an insane burn. CBD water, what the fuck is that? I mean, it says it. It's CBD water. It's water with CBD in it. And it sounds gross. I mean, even I wouldn't drink that, dude. I'd rather just have CBD straight extract and just, like, take that raw. Like the activated, like, you know, extract should just... Damn Alabama if they're grade A shit. I know, dude. We gotta get him out of there. 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 Oh my god. Jesus Christ. It tasted like a house. A house? To Venom, would it be Unicorns and Marijuana Dispensary in Portland? Dude, it'd be Unicorns, Marijuana Dispensary, and amazing gay lumberjacks everywhere for him, basically. Like, he wouldn't know what to do with himself. They'll have an alternative role of secure Ted Bundy instead of murdering finds passion in baking, so people call him Ted Bunty. Ted Bunty. I'd be jacking it in Portland, just going around jacking it. The trucks and bones attractive for baseball bats. You do boy in the woods today. Oh, boy, to shut it down. Waste demonstrators and baseball bats still. We are the goons of hazard. Glorified on your TV. We'll leave you in pool of blood, cause we know you're lost. No, scot free. I bet Ignar can cook a mean meal. Damn right I can. You know I can fucking cook a damn good feast. Bread to die for. I mean, yeah, like that is pretty much like Dave's Killer Bread status. It's bread to die for. I also love Dave's Killer Bread because Dave's Killer Bread has a very strong, heavy second chance policy when it comes to hiring workers. Because they hire, they try to primarily focus on hiring ex-convicts and felons and shit to help give them a second chance at life, essentially. It's not like the only people they hire, but that's kind of their primary focus when it comes to hiring people. I like their second chance policy. I know. Honestly, what would make them like the most base company out there is if they were a union, but I'm actually not too sure if they are or not. You know, here, I could look it up, actually. I made some pesto egg noodles with meatballs earlier. That sounds fucking goddamn amazing. That just sounds delicious, and I want some, like, now. Well, there was, So back in 2012, I guess there was some firings that happened, and there was efforts to unionize Dave's Killer Bread at that time, but I don't see anything else beyond that though. Why does Pesto Sauce never become bigger jars? I don't know. I'm trying to see if there's like anything here. So it looks like not. Huh, okay. So this is interesting. So this is all back in 2013, but this is kind of weird, but interesting nonetheless, I suppose. Baker's Local 114 reports that Dave's Killer Bread is no longer made by unions, not long after the company was acquired by Flowers. Ah, so it got acquired. Company ends contract with the United States Bakery, okay. Dave's Killer Bread is not made by union workers, it's just not the company's own bakery, so I guess there's an update down below. Customer so some fireworks, so big leaflets. Got a public first plan ex-cons, ex-cons made about the company's worth, or something uniquely owned population. Okay, yeah. So okay, yeah, we'll go down below a little more. Sit down here, I think. Is this the update? Oh, these aren't. Ah! Get out of here. I just want to get back down. Okay, it's down here, right here. This on and RB charge, but I don't know work. Okay. I said that you need to work, so I okay, so I guess like it doesn't necessarily say in the actual article, but essentially there was at one point like contract with a unionized bakery that like made some of their shit, but like no longer has that contract with them anymore. So thus they're not anymore. This bakery right across the street from Bob's Red Mill. Really? I didn't actually know that. Yeah, but from the looks of it, yeah, they're definitely not unionized. If anything, it looks like they're actually kind of union busty. And there's only been one attempt to try to unionize there. Sounds like they could use another attempt. Or two. Because honestly, it's just like, yeah. I mean, especially for like ex-convicts and shit, they most certainly should have a voice in, say, the workplace, especially if they're getting a second chance. Like, if they are, shouldn't their voice matter, you know, even more so in that way? Because they're trying to get them that chance. Sounds kind of like a little bit of a two-faced type of shit there, a little bit, where it's like, yeah, we'll give you a second chance, but, oh, you want to have a collective voice, you know, for yourselves? Nah, fuck you. You can't have that. It's like, okay. It's like, fuck you then. I mean, it's just like, really? It's a little shitty. I will say. It's like, damn. Am I able to do anything? My wingman is the next con who's allowed to vote. Shit sucks, he's a brain center, is leftist like me. That shit shouldn't even be a thing, honestly. Like honestly, it should be able to be the like case where, hey, if you want to fucking like, you know, like where a con man, even if they're ex-con man or otherwise, should be able to vote, like just straight up. Like there shouldn't be no fucking reason for it, honestly. Like, oh, because they did something wrong, oh, they shouldn't have allowed to vote. It's like, fuck that. Canada supports the Pacific States, huh? Well, that sucks. Some dick balls. Like a lot of dick balls. I don't like that. That's not cool. It's not a cool thing. Canada sucks because they're full British monarch royals. Boo. Fuck those goddamn... See? Canadians aren't trustworthy. Told you. Scotty from DFF Right is right. Canadians don't have to be trusted. Especially in this timeline. I mean, honestly, it makes sense. I mean, royal monarchs aren't exactly going to be fond of syndicalists or lefties. I'm going to try to take kind of like an IWW path with it, though. A little bit. I should have spread the revolution to Canada. I can't, yeah, I'm still in the middle of the goddamn Civil War. Like, I'm barely, like, fighting the American... I'm barely fighting Huey Long. Like, I haven't really gotten to him yet. I'm just starting on the Pacific States. And I'm sweeping out the last of the Federalists in between Huey Long and I, basically. Like, it's gonna be pretty soon that Huey Long and I are gonna start fighting. I like how I'm fighting Huey Long. He basically stood Trump in this fucking alternate timeline, honestly, because he was like a mass contester, had this Silver Legion, fucking like, said, rigged, rigged. Huey Long Dong. The Huey Long Dong. I mean, I will say, though, he was kind of a mixed character, but, like, legitimately, though, kind of a, I mean, he probably would have, you know, not... been kind of a terrible guy, you know, because he kind of was. Like, he would go to, like, you know, black preachers and black communities and, you know, do his whole share of the wealth, you know, thing, but also would meet with fucking Klansmen, too. Like, I mean, he didn't really give a fuck on that sense. I mean, he, you know, he was willing to just, like, use anybody to gain popularity and support and, you know, for his own aggrandizement and shit. Because he's definitely, you know, has the mindset of a narcissist while being a fake populist. Well, I'll give him this. He actually, you know, did enact some populism, so I wouldn't necessarily say he's a total fake populist. Huey Long is more of an authoritarian Democrat than anything. Like an OG Democrat, yeah. Like if Biden was competent, was able to get shit done, but more authoritarian. Yeah, you know, that kind of, yeah. Yeah, that sounds actually, yeah, if like Biden essentially like policy-wise outside of being more authoritarian and competent and not literally waiting until midterms to do something, you know. I do think he meant to share the wealth program though. I mean, because that's actually, you know, one of the few things that he did try to kind of enact a little bit as governor. I mean, that's kind of the reason why he was considered the king of Louisiana, because he kind of ran like one, but was kind of benevolent with it. That's why he's, you know, kind of an interesting character, but probably wouldn't necessarily have been good nonetheless, either way. A Powers War Committee. Silver Legion, conservative Democrats, ew. America First, ugh. Socialist Party, Farmer Labor, yeah, I like that. I like how there's just pretty much like like 3 socialist parties, so to speak, even though they're all like different factions. Like one's a syndicalist, one's a more like democratic socialist variant, and the other one's just like more of a straight up kind of communist tanky version. Oh, let's go totalist. So you go tanky route. I'm not going tanky route. What's up? Why? Oh my god, dude! Like everywhere in Asia goes to war. Man, I guess like if there's one thing that basically hasn't changed in the alternative timeline in this mod, especially, is that Asia, mainly in China, wars are consistent. In fact, they're honestly even worse because they still, you know, pretty much like Qin Dynasty shit, where it's just like still somehow like fractionalized and still exists, but like, but you know, it's like things in like what happened in our timeline essentially are like delayed in a way because of how certain events played out. Okay, how am I gonna deal with this? I got so many dudes just chilling here. Why are they all just chilling here? Move in. Ooh, maybe I can start fighting with the American Union State now for once. I'm gonna do that, yeah. Yeah. Get rid of you. Get rid of your ass. Get murked. Yeah. Do. Tech research complete. Like it. Alright, come on, pop up that. Yay. Alright, let's do some of this shit. Because I still technically need time. Okay, whatever. Do some of this. Yeah. What should I do now? Yeah, let's do some of this. Some better stuff. Yeah. I think you should have a decision that gets 5% boost against one of the Civil War enemies. Yeah, there is. I already did one of them at this point. At this rate, I'm just kind of waiting for like some militias to rise up so I can kind of, you know, finish up the East Coast a little bit and start, you know, building up a strong spearhead on the East Coast, so I can also kind of start taking out some of the docks and naval yards that they have and start expanding on the East Coast that way, cut off Florida from them, which would actually do major, you know, hit, especially on the front line. I wouldn't underestimate the value of air support. I don't. I have them placed to where, I mean, I you know, have it about as best I can do it for right now. In fact, actually, I need to move some squadrons up at a new airfield if I can find one that's nearby. Oh my god, I need to, like, build one. I need it, yeah, there really isn't. I mean, there is one, but it's like in an area that I can't get to yet because it's still occupied. Fuck. See, like, I mean, honestly, a lot of these bombers that I have are actually, you know, in the area that I want them to attack anyway. So, I mean, honestly, it's not even a big deal, but airports aren't exactly, like, easy to find, I'm noticing. There's not many areas. So, in fact, actually, I should probably at least have a small one built. Oh, fuck me. Yeah, I got a lot of shit to repair. God damn it. Alright, let's see here. I'll do one in... There's one in Kentucky, Illinois. I got some aircraft in Illinois already. Oh, you know what? Let's have one in... Wyoming. We'll build one there, and then we'll build one in West Virginia. We'll just build 2 small ones. Oh, well, I'm not going to build them, like, huge, because I know, like, building one tile on it means there's at least going to be 100 spaces, 100 hangars, essentially, so... That's all I need right now. I'm not worried about, like, you know, getting, like, 1,000 aircraft on a fucking airfield. That's not needed. Honestly, a lot of the front lines so far is basically like, I'm starting to see like I'm pretty much starting to meet the front line of the American Union state now. For the most part, it's starting to kind of close the gaps on wherever remnants of like federal troops are. Man, I'm not liking some of these lines a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. Fuck. I almost could take Salt Lake City back from the Pacific states here if I yeah, they're already kind of pushing on them, so that should be okay. Let's see here. We're all Gucci up here. Everyone's doing their job. Nice. Excelente. Caliente. I like that. CC. Alright, what about up here? What's going on with this shit? Why is there like this encirclement? Why is there just dudes chilling here? Fucking like pushing on some bitches. What is this nonsense? Push in on bitches. You know, close the circles. Did you know you could build infrastructure and increase resource collection? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a part of it. Also, it helps speed up how, like, you know, quick, you know, people travel and your troops travel through different tiles and different territories. Yeah, like, there's obviously very, you know, like, yeah. I mean, honestly, a lot of the infrastructure right now is all fucked anyway, at least, you know, for repairing shit, so I'm not really worried about that right now. I'm just worried about, in between all that, building up certain things. Actually, you know what, maybe, you know, building some forts actually wouldn't be a bad idea in case I have, like, a break in a line, because I kind of feel like around St. Louis that would be the case, because that shit's heavily contested and I don't have a lot of troops there, so that actually low-key be a good idea. Maybe build, like, a Springfield, Indianapolis line a little bit, you know, to kind of have, like, a Chicago, like, wall almost. Yeah, I kind of like that, but that's kind of a long-term project, though. I mean, I don't have enough fucking shit for that right now. Like, if that's somehow if the Civil War, if the American Union state drags on that fucking long, which I doubt that would be the case, so probably won't be necessary. Man, hey, when's my recruitment done? Pulling you up. When you done? Where is it? I know I have them somewhere. Where are they? Yeah, how many days? 8? Are you the only ones that are forming militias here? Or do I have another, somewhere? No, this is the only spot. Okay. Well, I'm about to have, like, a shitload of militias pop up, you know, to help bolster some of the central lines here, so that's gonna be nice. This guy sucks that after the Civil War ends, they go away, though. We should at least, like, maybe have half of them, you know, taken out and the other half stay. Yeah, there we go. Let's kind of keep the lines paused for now, because I do have a lot of advancements that were actually made in that short little time. Just kind of taking it like a little chunk by chunk. Militia kind of suck against professional troops anyway. Yeah. I mean, I definitely would have them anyway, you know, part of like kind of like some of the military branches that's more of like kind of defense garrisons. And be kind of like a defense line, you know. Make them good for like entrenchment, guerrilla warfare type of shit, so if like professional troops were coming in, they at least have the advantage of basically being like guerrilla fighters. You know, and at least, you know, do basic, you know, local, you know, domestic garrison and, you know, services and whatever the fuck in between all that. At least that's what my idea of would be when it comes to kind of like, you know, a military attached type of militia. I guess in this type of scenario, or this kind of type of hypothetical, I wouldn't want militias attached to militaries in this current, like, environment whatsoever. That is, like, the worst idea ever. It's like, yeah, let's have some pride. Let's just meet up with some military guys. Totally good idea. Like I'm making successes doing port strikes up against some of these naval yards. So that's some good shit. Kind of noticed that a little bit. I like how, man, I like how the remnants of the federal government literally just have New Mexico and parts of Texas left over, and that's it. I mean, they kind of have for North Carolina-ish, but not anymore. Like, that shit's just, like, kind of not theirs anymore. It just kind of got knobbed. Just kind of gobbled up. Oh my god, good lord. You guys have to do the Pledge of Allegiance at school. Interesting poll. I'm just gonna have a fat fucking no on that one. And I love it. 62% of people say the Pledge of Allegiance should not be in school. Based. Based. Though who's the 26% of fucking morons that say yes? And who's the 11% of fucking fence riders who are like, oh no, I'm not sure about that. Oh my lord, what schmucks. 62% of people have brains. 26 plus 11, anyway. 37% of people don't. Oh. The original poster made a comment about it. It's like, I think we should do pledge at school, but never get a kid in trouble for not doing it. So then don't have it. There's no point in having it if it's an optional thing, because guess what? It's like, alright, let's rise for Pledge of Allegiance, since like it's an option to, you know, not do it. Like, 90% of the kids are just not going to do it. Oh my, oh god, okay, so... Fish Beer thinks Joe Biden's scarf from the Lion King. Oh my god, dude. I don't know who does Vosh's thumbnails, but I must say they are actually pretty funny. I'm really mad because Joe Biden looks like Scar. It's just, he's evil. Ree. I'm Best Hero. Oh come on, that wasn't even horn posting. The Pledge of Allegiance to the United States of Ignaw. Dude, 90% of the shit you post is like horny posting. I tread you lightly. Because people suck. Yeah, see what I forget how sometimes fucking Sundays literally have nothing. And also, like, considering Monday's Labor Day, oh, there's probably gonna be some various different like slarmy ass like shit and virtue signaling done by like companies and stuff going on that day. While upcharging shit and then saying, hey, you know, we're giving you a discount while not really actually giving you a discount. I was also thinking about that because I was looking at like this 250 round box that's like going for 100, and I was like at MLC Army, and I was just like, huh, hey, shut up, hey, no, and I was like, it's normally like 250, but especially if you think about like ammo don't really, like, used to never really cost a lot, like, at all. Like, the ammo used to be fucking hella cheap, like, where you can legit, like, get full-on, like, crates, you know, of, like, ammo for, like, hundreds of bucks, you know, but, well, maybe not, like, full-on crates, but, like, a full crate, at least, like, of, you know, like, a couple thousand rounds or something, like, a decent little something. But, like, nowadays, like, for almost like 500 or maybe 1,000, depending on the quality of it, you may, you know, get it for like that price. And it's like, but we'll, you know, give you a discount for Labor Day, you know, for that shit. I mean, it's just so fucking stupid and ridiculous. What's this? No. What? No. Oh my god. What is that? No. Jar Jar Honeyport? No. 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 Nope, 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 nope. Not happen. The grifters are saying Grand Theft Auto 6 will be woke trap. Oh my god. Oh my god, I hate people. A female Latina fucking, you know, protagonist character. Goddamn fucking woke. Even though fucking Grand Theft Auto 4 and 5, even 5, despite its outlandishness, were actually kind of woke. Base trans characters for all. Dude, and also if you think about, like, Saints Row as well, like, I heard some people were kind of complaining how that kind of got woke too, and it's like, honestly, like, I'm hearing, you know, from more people how the game actually kind of sucks a little bit, which is actually kind of unfortunate and disappointing if that really is the case, but, like, Saints Row has literally always been woke. That's why I hate the fuck. That's why I hate wokeness. Or not, like, wokeness, but just that word. It's just been woke. Oh shit, what? There's a female in this video game? Woke. And also, like, think about this, like, yo, female protagonist, you like 3D view from the backside, you get some fucking thick, blubberguncious booty to be looking at, okay? Just make your character naked all the fucking time, and there you go, oogle. Oogle your horny eyes and shit, you fucking degenerate. God. And these, like, these fucking, like, woke scolders are just so fucking goddamn annoying and such pissy ass little coward little bitch babies that it's just fucking ridiculous and so annoying. Ugh. It's like, I can't. I just... I got a bunch of mates. Yeah. Oh yeah, look at you. Wanna come up here? Come up here. Oh yes, 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 yes. You gotta come here, you gotta get closer. There you go. Oh. Wait, chunk. I'm gonna shrink that down a little bit to size. Cut this down some, you know. Up. Sit. 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 Oh, good boy. Oh. What a good little boy. Okay. There you go. Who's good boy? Oh, who's this little baby? Who's this little baby? You missed a chunk. There we go. know, got all the best mates. I mean, I got a little bit of salami, which I know he'll fucking love. It's Genoa, so I'm not a fan of it, but he will. You went for that quick. I didn't even give him time to tell him to stand up. He already did it. See? Good show. Just sweet little baby. Just a sweet little thing. Yes, you will. Let's anyhow give a little capoozaroo. That wasn't a dick joke, by the way. I feel like that was a dick joke. Now that you just said that, I feel like that now just heavily implies that it was a dick joke. Just very heavily, significantly implies that. I actually like salami. I like hard salami and like summer sausages and shit like that. Genoa salami, not so much, but I like some good like smoked salamis, some pepper salamis, stuff like that. Salami's actually pretty fucking good. That shit be fire as fuck. Is there really like a fucking goddamn nothing. Got big thick sum of thoughts just for you. See, there it is. See, yep, there's an implication. That was a big joke. Yeah, see, yeah. Oh god. What's this? Flush reacts to a deranged boomer's biology lesson. Oh god, we got... Oh wait a minute. I think I recognize that dude. Is that Varg? Is that Varg Vikernes? Is that Varg? Is that actually... Oh my god, I think that is. Is it? Yeah, I can't see the channel name. Oh man, there's too much shit like blocking it. Hold on. I can't even see it. It is. It says Ethereal Perspective. That was fucking Varg's channel. Yeah, it is.
But
it's so quiet.
Those who have no children. Let's find out.
Okay.
It's all about biology, whether you succeed in life or not. But what about those who have no children? Let's find out.
Or Europeans with colorful children.
So imagine
Oh, I wonder what that means. Colorful children. And it's in quotation marks. I wonder what that means.
And I meet people, and they look like me. I have almost all my genes in common with those people who look like me.
Imagine not knowing the fact that it's been scientifically proven that there's more genetic variation within the existing identified races.
Oh, this is like an OG Vosh clip? It's 15 hours ago, but this is like an old Vosh clip. Because that's an old-ass setup of his.
Average member of people of different races. It's actually more statistically likely for him to find a difference between his genes and the genes of another white European than it would be for him to find an average black person who lives with him and find a difference in their genes. Pretty embarrassing.
I mean, it could go either way, I'd feel like, but yeah. I mean, because, like, yeah, let's say, like, I mean, what is he, like a fucking, you know, he's Norwegian, so if you looked at, like, some dude that looked like him that happened to be, like, from Southern Europe, like, no, the genes won't exactly be 100% similar. They'd be pretty dissimilar, actually, just because of the different biomes in different regions that, you know, over, you know, the times, you know, over the multiple generations of adaptation to those environments, that those genes were able to proliferate. I mean, that's where the biology plays in a role of it. There's no, like, some weird, like, I look at this white man and I see similarity in gene. It's like, oh my god, it's like, get that fucking weird, gross shit out of it.
So, if I want to serve my biological cause,
what does that even mean?
I can't
What biological cause?
help them. I can somehow assist them and promote their success in life.
Why does everything Stefan Molyneux does it too? They think that it makes you sound more like philosophical if everything you say is euphemistic and you constantly sound like you're the most pretentious in the universe. Oh yes,
like a Jordan Peterson style thing too, where you use very intelligent words or very highfalutin words, but don't actually really use anything out of it.
They say when the, as we might call it, a proletariat, well, they don't like what's happening to them. And when we look at history, some might say that class struggle takes a place in the...
Oh my god, you're turning me away from, like labor leftism with this Vosh. Holy shit. Or at least, like, what, 2017 era... Wait, what era... When did Vosh start doing this? I don't even know when. Like, what, 2018, 2019?
Relationship between, well, you know, they all talk the exact same way. People who are, like, legit crazy who want to be seen as philosophers, they all talk in this really, like, obfuscating faux intellectual language, where in reality they're making really simple statements.
They really do. I mean, because, Vargas also knows something, because this guy is definitely fucking cuckoo. You don't stab someone 23 times in the face and try to make a justification of, like, hey, I was defending myself, you know, in foresight, as a way to just, like, you know, like, be like, yeah, you know, I was right. That was a good thing I did. I mean, it's almost kind of like the whole, like, hey, you know, kind of, you know, like, you know, it's almost, you know, like kind of a religious, spiritual justification in a sense, just couched in a totally different way, because this dude's very anti-Christian and shit. But it's just like, I mean, it's almost not really too much different, because, like, oh, hey, I use, you know, some vague-ass justification of, like, oh, you know, I feel this certain thing, thus that justifies it, you know. And for Christians, it's like, you know, I feel this word of God that, you know, says that it's justifiable, and for him, it's like, I feel this, you know, foresight, you know, that he will kill me, you know, and shit, because, like, the gods have spoken, or whatever the fuck, or whatever weird pseudo-fucking Nazi pagan garbage that he fucking espouts.
Hey, we have a genetic impetus to breed with people of our own race to defend our tribalistic. Like, that's what he's about to say. That's all he needs to say. But these dipshit, brainlet fucking subhuman Nazis in the comments section will laud him as the world's greatest philosopher because he does it while sounding pretentious and while playing, like, folk music in the background.
And by doing so, I become successful, biologically speaking.
So, by aiding a...
That just sounds just uncomfortable.
Other people who look like him, he becomes successful biologically speaking. I'd love to see him define or reinforce any of those terms or assertions.
So you see, I don't really need to have children in order to be successful, biologically speaking.
What does he mean by be successful?
Children that look like you, of course, is better.
Why?
Yeah, literally, why does that matter? It literally doesn't matter. I don't, like, if I wanted kids, I literally wouldn't care how they turned out. Well, I mean, I want them to turn out as, like, you know, like, hopefully better, competent, smarter, and basically, hopefully, you know, just better than me, you know, in a lot of ways, but, you know, just as rebellious, too. But, like, I mean, I literally wouldn't care if they were, like, the total exact opposite of what I physically look like. I literally could not give a iota of a fuck. Because honestly, if I were to have kids, frankly, I'd probably be more likely to seek adoption more so than have my own biological kids. So, by proxy, yeah, the kid would literally look totally different from me because of that. So, yeah, it's like, why is this is just like the weird pseudo, like, intellectual shit Nazis will do sometimes, where it's just like, you know, to make their weird race realism sound more sophisticated than it really is. Because you're like, you want white children instead of basically just, like, you know, mixed racing and shit and having interracial babies, basically. Like, that's basically just what they're saying. Which is fucking bleh. 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 It's gross.
If you don't have children, if you can't have children, you can still be a great asset to your kin.
I like how he says not successful, but then, you know, says asset to your kin.
So yes, even warriors dying childless to protect their kin are winners in the biological game. Cool.
Then imagine, I dump my wife, my kids, all of it.
This poor kid.
Check it this, or yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I do feel bad for this kid.
Just carrying around this child, throttling it by the neck, so you can have a little white baby in your little Nazi promo.
And I marry a woman from Kenya.
A woman from Kenya.
Pressing X to doubt.
We have many children, and none of them will look like me, will they? And then I take a walk.
Well, they won't have your skin color, but they'll share some of your features. I don't know why looking like you is like a determining factor here. You know, if you have daughters, they...
Like, I hate, like, oh my god, this is already just like, you're a sidekick. I mean, no, I saw the notification for it. It's right there, see? Boop-a-da-boop-a-da-boop-a-da-boop-a-da-boop. I see your pumpkin cake. I just don't see the actual picture of it yet. But, I mean, ugh. It's like, I need a palate cleanser. Let's get to this pumpkin cake. Let's get to this goddamn pumpkin cake. Let's look at it. Oh my god. Yes, please. Ooh, look at this. Oh, look at that drizzle. Oh, look at this drizzle. Oh my god, look at the drizzle on that. Ooh, yeah. Yes, please. Nice palate cleanser from weird pseudo-scientific fucking Nazi race realistic garbage. Tasty palate cleanser.
Like you do, they probably won't have your big beard. Are you opposed to having daughters because sons will look like you? Would you like force your kids to like grow their beards out and like cut them to look like yours so they look like you? What the does looking like you have anything to do with this?
I have my...
I'm not sure where I came out so orange. Maybe the pumpkin I added. Yeah, it's probably pumpkin.
Brown kids.
It still looks amazing.
My feet. But whenever I meet some kid who look more like me, like this, then I will have more in common, biologically speaking, with the kids that I meet at random in the street.
I like how he just has this fucking random, like, he has this, like, one of his, like, random-ass kids just literally in this. It's like, hey, shouldn't you be doing, like, your whole quote-unquote weird Nazi biological successfulness instead of, like, doing some Nazi promo, you fucking weirdo? I'm saying, why is Metal T, like, was into this dude? Is he still into this dude? Because he needs to, like, not be into this dude.
Children.
Wait, does this guy seriously think that if you're white and you sire half-black children, that your children will be more genetically disparate from you than just an average white person? Who, boy, Nazi...
Well, that is some hella Nazi shit.
And their understanding of science, man. This is why I say to people who think that Nazis were like scientific geniuses back in the... No, they're not. They're idiots.
Yeah,
they have their idiot racial science that they project onto everything. They unironically thought that certain fields of science were like the Jewish sciences and that they shouldn't be paid any mind. They discredited the results of Jewish researchers from the past and tried to reinvent their own like holistic scientific method that was objectively less demonstrably effective than the ones that we produced, than the cucked Jewish ones that we had.
With my
Again, like, everything he's saying is completely wrong. But that's cool. This is a good biology lesson they never gave me in school, though. I didn't know that children you sire have less in common with you genetically just because their skin is darker than yours.
I know, wow. Just such a crazy fucking revelation that biology just never told you, man. God, I don't know if I can handle this anymore. Holy fuck. Wait, what is this? All my exes live in Texas. I'm turning that down. Holy shit. Oh shit, this is actually... Yeah, I like it. Yeah, hey, we'll watch this in a second. This is a good punk version of it. I like it. The theme song of Texas. Hardly nothing's inherently wrong with the race he happens to be a part of. I know, it's so weird how, you know, the complexion and the genes that he happens to be of is just totally nothing wrong with it. I mean, if he really wants to see, like, if you really want to reboot his point, all you have to say is Iceland. Because Iceland actively wants people to move to their country if they want to have, like, a partner. Yeah, like, if they were having, like, a relationship with someone in Iceland. Like, there would be policies that would encourage you to, like, be a citizen there, move there, live there. You know, because they want more genetic diversity. If not, they would suffer more from genetic mutations that would be disastrous in a sense when it comes to the population. Because the more of that happens, the more likely that, you know, that spreads throughout the population. And they don't want, you know, and obviously no one wants that. Because, I mean, when I was in Iceland, I mean, one of the things that kind of caught me about it is that, like, you know, there were a lot of Icelanders that were citizens there, but not all of them were native born there. Some of them actually straight up came from the U.S. and moved over there. Forget Iceland. What's wrong with what people have seen Alabama? I know, seriously. Because at least Iceland's based with everything else. But I love how they all, you know, I mean, but it also kind of, you know, undermines the whole homogenous thing, too, because it's like, yeah, Iceland's a smaller population, thus, yeah, less likely for bullshit to happen, but if, like, you already have, you know, very strong social mobility, people that move there, obviously, there's not going to be as much of a problem when it comes to, like, crime or whatever the fuck else, especially when you have a very, open policy of wanting people to be naturalized citizens and, you know, take part of, you know, the commerce and, you know, the system there in their country naturally. Like, I mean, it only makes sense. Because honestly, like, given time, Iceland won't be homogenous forever. I mean, it isn't entirely anyway as it is at this point. I mean, even in itself, like, I mean, there's mostly women, but there's actually like a decent portion of Icelanders that are partly Celtic actually, or predominantly Celtic, because there was prior to some of the settlements, they still don't know why, but there was like Irish priests there that were already kind of living there, had like a little enclave and shit. And during Viking raids and shit like that, obviously there would be, you know, mercenaries or, you know, people who were prisoners or slaves or otherwise, you know, that would be brought over. And, you know, so there was a lot of intermingling and shit like that. And, you know, people that probably, you know, for adventure or whatever reasons, like I said, like mercenaries and shit, you know, would move over there and stuff. Probably have like little neighborhood communities and like a couple huts next to each other and shit. Or whatever the fuck, you know. But what I find kind of cool is that, I mean, and there is some evidence for it, but there was like Irish priests and shit, not like Christian priests, like pagan priests and shit, that were like, you know, that had like, you know, some enclaves there, and also like in the Faroe Islands, like way before some of the Vikings started settling over there. And there's not too much explanation as to like how or why they got there. There's just evidence that they were there. Which I'm assuming they probably just, I don't know, had a boat and fucking just sailed and they just discovered it. That's just my guess. I mean, Occam's razor in my mind, but... And it's like, alright, we'll settle here. This looks like a very nice green land, aye. Colder, but it reminds me of the Isle. doing? Place is too nice and to be angry in. You know, I did come here to kill the guy who stole my ice, but so nice, sir. Or I'm gonna kill you, son of a... Gets handed a cup of the most amazing hot chocolate he's ever tasted. What was I doing here again? Wearing sweaters. Oh yeah, nice sweaters. Sweaters are nice, man. I mean, honestly, it really is. Because, again, like, the Icelandic government actually, like, gives a shit about its people a little bit. Like, I think it's codified in law. They have, like, a 4-day work week now for the workers that work there in Iceland. And I think, like, 90% of Icelandic's work industry is unionized as it is. And I think the other 10% is mainly just, like, independent contractors and shit like that. You know, like people that have like their own, you know, independent like job or family owned type of thing, like farmers or whatever the fuck that had like a family ranch or something. But even then, you know, some farms, you know, do have that too. Which, makes Iceland based. Like if I honestly, like if there was any country I truly had, you know, like a choice to go to, it probably would finally at the end of the day be Iceland. Yeah, it'd be colder, but I don't give a fuck. I'm okay with that. I mean, some parts, at least about downtown Reykjavik especially, kind of remind me about Portland, just a lot more, like, snug and far more pedestrian friendly. You know, I mean, and just obviously more smaller. Yeah, I think it contradicts the whole easy times create weak men argument. It literally does. It contradicts a lot of the whole, like, far-right race realists, you know, like, easy times create weak men, you know, like, it contradicts a lot of that shit. Like, the only thing, like, I guess it has going for it right now is, like, yeah, they're predominantly still homogenous currently, but, like I said, that's not gonna last forever, especially considering how Iceland's policy is when it comes to immigration. They're pretty chill with it. Like, I mean, there's still prerequisites if you just want to move there and just be a citizen just on your own. But, I mean, they're still going to be more chiller about it. They probably want, you know, a type of trade or, you know, something like that outside of just like, yeah, I just got a lot of money, I just want to move here. You know, they're probably, you know, going to want, you know, something that would be, you know, beneficial to the economy in some way. But that's why, you know, having someone who's a partner, you know, to someone who's already a born and raised citizen there, you know, that's moving in from out of the country, regardless of where they come from, that's beneficial. That's why they, you know, are so, you know, very loose about shit like that. Well, not really loose, but very rapid with the process of normalization and a very easier process of becoming a citizen with that route. Loophole to move to Iceland to be a citizen. Find an Icelander who's into polyamory. And just have that Iceland citizen just marry everybody. It's like, yeah, we have one to meet the first Icelander to have like 50 husbands and wives. Exploiting the loophole, baby. Canada land is most likely for me. EU would probably be the goal, though. I also want my France land, but learning French would be hella hard. You're saying French is hard? Think about Icelandic. Or Islinku. So, I mean, I can learn. I know the accent's a little bit still, but it would be, it's tough. I mean, it's one of the languages that is like closest to Old Norse. I mean, when it comes to the dialect and its language history and shit. So it's gonna be hell. It's gonna be hell to deal with and learn. You know, I'm afraid. What is this? Good night, everybody. The fuck is that? What is this? What the fuck, dude? What the fuck, dude? What's happening? What was that? I feel like I just had a really bad trip. Like, a really bad trip. Is that what angels look like? Are you an angel? Imagine watching that on acid. No thanks. I'm good. I'd rather not watch that on acid, thank you very much. Don't sound like a good idea. I already saw Train Spotting on acid once. That was enough. Because of the baby scene on the ceiling. Seeing on acid, it was... yeah, no. Fun fact, that was how Teletubbies creator came up with the idea. I'm hoping they're not serious. I'm hoping that's just like some satire and fake news. There better be some like straight up fake news. Also, apparently, Teletubbies are fucking giant. Yeah, I mean, they're kind of meant to be fucking huge, and that's also even more disturbing. Like, imagine that thing, like, charging at you, dude. It's like, no thanks. Like, fuck that. Like, oh my god, dude. I'm gonna have my tea now. Sip the other three for later. I'm not, but I'd be surprised if it turned out to be right. I mean, honestly, I'm sure there was probably legitimately some substance use involved with the fucking depravity of that weird shit. Just knowing how it is, like, ugh. What, why are you moving? Why are you moving away? Go over there. Yeah, see. Boom. Oh shit, going on here? Oi! Don't spearhead this bullshit and try to take that. I don't like that. I don't approve. I do not approve of that. What's going on here now? Oh, I'm sure going on over here now. Let's see. Yeah, I think it'd be a little worth to have a little fun here. A little peek at the fun party. Talk about video Teletubbies in general. Either way, the answer is yes. I mean, both. I'm gonna go for a strong both on that answer. I don't like the look of what's going on here. Okay, there we go. That kind of helps speed things up a little. Sweet. Okay. Cool. Whoop. Do this to fix this bullshit. There we go. Well, looks like the line on the East Coast with the American USA is pretty much solidified outside of this tiny pocket. The federal troops left, which is a little annoying. Ooh, open pocket there, that's good. Excellent. Excelente. Also, looking at the lines, it doesn't even look that bad from my end. Just looking at how things will turn out, not like that. I mean, honestly, if anything, I'm okay with the Pacific States existing, so they could be a thing. Oh, Hawaii. I forgot you exist as a thing. Lawrence Macaulay Judd. What a fucking Elmer Fudd of a name. Just what a Elmer Fudd of a name. Wow. Just wow. That straight up is like some Elmer Fudd level of name right there. Lord, what was it again? Lord something, what? Lawrence Macaulay Judd. That sounds like some like Arkansas governor or some shit, or like a senator for like fucking Kentucky. Or like a sheriff of Texas. Or like a judge in Florida. Judge Judd. Oh my... What a horrible name. Also, why does the Hawaiian flag have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stars? Is that for like the 8 islands? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh yeah, I guess so, okay. It's kind of a cool flag, actually. That's just so boring. Which rule did you break in school? No phones, no laughing, no talking, no fighting, no eating. Like, all of these? There wasn't a no laughing rule, so that doesn't even count. No phones, yeah, I broke that rule a lot, so I'll go for that first. No talking, no eating. That was a rule that wasn't even really a rule. No fighting, I mean... Yeah, broke that too. But, yeah, pretty much all those. And what's this other poll? What country makes the best cars? Germany, France, UK, US, Japan. Germany at 59%? Really? I clicked US just so I can see the results. It's Germany at 59%, Japan at 27%, and US at 11%. You know what, honestly, like, seems accurate, because America's car industry is just doesn't, it's just like almost, it's not really much of a thing anymore. It's been overtaken and in a lot of ways outsourced. I definitely think Japan. I mean, I'd say Japan too. I don't know why so many people think Germany. I guess because of like BMWs and Volkswagen. Probably Volkswagen, maybe. I don't know. Something along those lines. But yeah, I don't know. I'd probably say Japan myself, honestly, at the end of the day. I just clicked US just so I could see the results, but that was pretty much about it. I'm actually kind of surprised Germany was at 59%, like slam dunk. Too much else, yeah. Yeah. Gonna give Zuko some more meats. Get him over here. Hey, boy. Babu. Up. Up. Paw. Gotta give me a paw. Good boy, baby. There you go. Oh, you stretch it there. Oh, stretchy boy. Oh my goodness, look at you. Don't be stiff, my tendy. I already feel like you snuck a tendy earlier. You little snake, look at you. Look at you. You little smoosh face. Oh, you're just a sweet little fly. Yes, you is. Yes, you is. Want some ham now? I got some hams. Here. Up. You gotta back up to get up. There you go. Up. That a boy. Boy, a little sweet thorn. Gonna be chomping on that ham and enjoying himself. Spoiled little son of a bitch. Yeah, right here. Think I'll get this nice little ball smoked up, and I'll get myself a little bit of food here. Get some chicken tandy and find some other shit to eat. Because a single chicken tandy definitely will not suffice. Anyway, peace out, and of course, I should be back for the next one, so